Well, they have just told me that Shemai had a Nubian feature, which means that
Test. Test. Can y'all hear me now? Test. I had problems with this thing before I even got started. Can anybody hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Oh man, that's my fault. I usually do a sound test. Test. Oh man, that's my fault. I usually do a sound test. Okay. I got to start all that brilliance all over again. All right, it's a reset. It's a do-over. That was my Michael Jackson imitation, you guys. I'm over it. Remember, he pops up out of the stage and stands there for an hour. People are dying, being carried out. Turns his head. Another 50,000 people are killed and go out. It's a whole thing. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. And what's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I can't. I wanted to be here before now. And I wanted to be over on the other channel because I wanted to give you the latest on my process of returning home to the Gambia. But this weekend turned out to be a lot more relaxing than I had anticipated. And even now, I didn't want to be sitting here doing this. But I said I would, you know, especially the last video that I put out on the other channel. I did a, you know, the footage that I released in that last video yesterday on the other channel. I don't know, it was right in my face, and I even said in the video, I'll join these two parts together, but I didn't. And when I released my exit footage of me leaving the shithole, it wasn't everything that it is now. And so I joined the live stream with the recorded. I elected not to put in all of the live streaming that I was doing at LAX. You'll have to just go and see that independently. So I cut it, and then I just started right when they're taking my thing for me to go into the jetway. That's where it begins. And then you get a chance to see all of everything that happened when I walked onto the plane, my interactions, me being in the wrong seat and having to go to another seat, and and it's a whole thing. Anyway, so I forgot my train of thought as I'm saying it right now. Anyway, so we'll get that done next week. I'll just say that, since I don't know what I was about to say. But I'm here now because I said I would be, because I put it in that video. I put a thing at the beginning. There's a silent crawl at the beginning of that video on Jedi Africa saying I'll be with you either yesterday or today. So here I am. And then, as I said, this also was something I decided to do because this is something that's been on my nerves for quite some time. You know, I don't like when white people do anything, quite frankly. But I certainly don't like when they try to use our language or dress like us or talk like us or act like us or do anything like us at all. And I need to shine light on this for you, for those who may not be aware, because that's why I speak. And that is that this woke is being used in a political context, but it's also being used as the new N-word. You know, back in the day, you know, any whites that were perceived by other whites to be anywhere sympathetic to African people were known as nigger lovers. And oftentimes they were subject to, you know, harassment and terrorism um, from other whites. And I suggest to you, I proclaim to you, that this woke now is another iteration of that, another incarnation of nigger lover. That this woke is to connote us, because fuck people of color, because they are just kind of skating by and doing their thing. They're never going to be honest about that, and I don't care. But the target is always us. As I've said to you forever, it's only about black and white in this bitch. Do not be distracted. Do not. And to that end, don't join any other causes, because you don't have time. Your house is burning. So you don't have time to put water on somebody else's house. You don't have time. You don't have time, and you don't have the water. So this woke is being used as a slur, and we should be screaming anti-black, racism, and anti-Semitism, because we are the Semites. We are Semitic, not these big-nosed people from Poland and Germany and Europe who proclaim themselves to be Jews. They are not Semitic. They can be Jews, Jewish, if they want to follow Torah and the law and all the tenets of that, and we have no objection to that. But that does not make them Semitic. And alas, no white person, hear this very carefully, there are no white people existing on this planet known as Earth that are or could ever be Semitic. Because the first requisite to Semitism is you must be African. That's first. Do you understand? You must be African and or Arab. You must be of the land and the languages of Semites. And those only come out of the region that we are from. Period. They do not come out of Germany. They do not come out of Poland. They do not come out of any of those fucking places. Do you understand? No prophet or book has ever been sent to white people. That is a fact. You don't have to like it. It's the fucking truth. And it's going to remain whether I say it or not. That's a fact. So this is being used as a slur and as a political term, because they are also associating this every time they talk about these confused ass alphabet people and their agenda or other things. They always say, oh, the left and their woke agenda. You see, left is also nigger. That's what it is. They're not going to tell. I get to say what it is because I'm the injured party. I'm the victim. You don't tell me how the bumper hit me when you run me over with a car. I am the arbiter of that. I'm the boss of that. And I own it. So that is how they're using it. As if there is no white people, or there's no, as if there's no Republicans or so-called right wing that are these confused ass alphabet people and these transgenders. That's all left, according to them. You see? But I always tell you, we don't see left and right. We only see white. That's it. We don't see left and right. We see black and white. That's it. That's it. Because that's what it is. That's where reality lies. I was sharing with you also that to add support to my statement that indeed many, if not most, of these white alphabet people would more likely identify as right-wing conservative. They may get out of their parents' house and now they want to joined the so-called left to get their little gay agendas and stuff out there. But what are they going to the booth and voting? And I suggest to you that they are not voting, Democrat. Back in 2007/2008, I was at this place I used to go to for karaoke. And the two security guards that worked there was this big brother and a sister. That's important because I don't know how this white bitch was in my orbit at all. But I must have had on my paraphernalia because I was a precinct captain for Obama's campaign. So everything was Obama with me. And somehow I'm in some conversation with this white flea. And somewhere she was saying that Obama can't win, this and the third, and I ended up right here in her face so she could feel my spit. I said, bitch, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and the Kenyan always wins, bitch. They threw her out, not me. So that's just my own ground level experience, you see, with some white who their politics are that. Doesn't matter who they are, young, old, it doesn't matter. So when you get the so-called right wing and any of these YouTubers, that's what provoked this, because I just heard it one too many times, and I even see black YouTubers, black in quotations, using this in the way that white people use it because they're not fucking woke. You understand? And beware also, everybody, we're seeing a rising, I am, on YouTube, of these groups of nondescript looking brothers, usually young-ish, and they are propaganda pieces. I suggest to you they're being paid. I even saw one channel had 11 videos, but 16,000 subscribers. How's that possible? And the number of views on the 11 videos doesn't equal 16,000 views. 16,000 people had to watch it in order for it to be 16,000 subscribers. So you beware when you see these groups, and they'll look fly that they're smoking blunts, or they might be doing something that looks like, ooh, it's very innocent, and it's exactly not innocent. It's fucking specious and it's evil. Do you understand? And they're not sophisticated, so they usually can't hide the agenda. You see? I'm going to come back to that. But I want to say this to white people who might dare to be under the sound of my voice. You need to stop saying woke, because it's because of your white ass even breathing that anyone has to be woke. This is a term that belongs only to African people, period, the fucking end. And why it is necessary is to identify those amongst our culture who are aware of your white ass and your white evil. Do you understand? Who are up on your bullshit. Who are not here to grin in your face and make you feel comfortable and appease you and shit and leave space for you. I am woke. Do you understand? I'm the very definition of woke. But they've taken this term, everybody, and you hear all these newscasters, presenters, and all this stuff using this woke shit. And they mean it as the new N-word. That's what they mean it. That's how they mean it. They mean it as a slur, and now they're using it as a political term to describe white sympathizers as they would see it, because in my mind there are no white sympathizers. White people will only join anything if there's something in it for them. That's it. That's the characteristic of these people as I give my assessment over my life experience. It's never just benevolent. Let me just do this because it's good for you, or I want to help you. It must be something in it for them, even if it's just bragging rights and being seen and shit. So let's be very clear. but we're hearing it all over the place. Woke this, woke that, woke this. And why haven't we done the same thing that the fake ass Jews do, where when somebody uses that and many other terms, they now have to step down, they have to go and learn, they have to go on an apology tour, and all of that. We are under assault at every level, and we're not being vigilant. Because vigilance means this would not be a thing that I need to speak on now. As soon as we heard it, we would have smashed out anybody that was using it, made an example, and shut it down. But we're not doing that. And I don't want to get wrapped up into this because, as I say, one of the things that I was able to begin to shed, even in just the short time that I was gone, but I had begun shedding before I left, so I need to qualify it with that, you know. And so I don't want to get sucked back in, you know, because I'm very clear about everything I've ever told you that I'm very clear about. And what I'm clear about is white people are the same devil that they've always been through any generation of our people. It's the same thing. They are all guilty, but they are recruiting another class now of young black people to carry the water of neutrality and diversity and non-reconciliation and shit. That's what I see happening more and more and more. When Kanye West made his statement, that Drink Champs is a good example of this, because they sit up there with every fucking liquor ever known to humanity. They're all smoking and just fucked up ass Negroes. And when Kanye did his thing, the guy who runs it, I don't remember his name and nobody fucking cares, but the main dude, the main it dude, there he was via Skype or something, apologizing to some, I don't know if it was CNN or he was talking to TMZ or something, but he was on there saying, and I'm sorry I didn't catch it, you know, as if they're the boss of him, because they are. But there it was, you see. And there he was apologizing, he didn't catch it. And I should have talked to him, and I should have, and the whole thing. And I just thought, I'm never in the right place to punch people the fuck out when it's needed. That's very frustrating to me. I mean that. I mean that. I mean that. But he would be indicative of what I'm trying to describe to you now. He doesn't really fit the demographic so much as far as his age, but he fits the criterion in that they're recruiting more and more younger black people to put this reconciliation shit out there and the non-anger and, you know, as if there's no fucking white people to fucking want to just murder off anymore. Like it's all fine now and shit, and black people should just be fine, you see. But this goes to a bigger agenda, I proclaim, because the drum of reparations is drumming again. You see, here in even California, they were supposed to have been making some final decision on reparations. They've had hearings. There's been, I'm going to say town halls, for lack of a better word. But not just reparations. It's just about even changing the perception across the country and the earth that, yeah, we do owe them some shit. They don't want that to ever be like, oh, we owe them. They're really trying to hold that wall back. Really trying to hold that back, even though everybody knows that we are owed. Not only are we owed, but we have no duty to speak anything kind about white people. We have no duty or responsibility to like them or have shit to do with them. That's real. That's real. And so when you talk about vigilance, these are the things that you are letting slip away in your lack of vigilance. So when something just like woke is being presented, it doesn't sound like anything. You think it's kind of innocuous, and it's not. It's very serious. You have the governor of Florida using it. He's just one. Y'all know the ones you've heard. You're hearing it. That's why I'm even presenting this right now. You know what I'm talking about. They're using this and have been woke. Like, it's so disgusting because it's like this is literally the epitome of you all in the Kool-Aid and have no idea what the flavor is. I don't know what the fuck they think woke is, and they just took that. And they don't even sound right saying it. But I reiterate to any white person who would dare to listen to me, you need to shut your mouth. Don't ever use the fucking word because you're using a racial slur. Woke pertains to African people who are aware of your white ass and your evil and are not willing to let you off the hook and are watching your ass around the clock every day and speak like this. That's what woke is, bitch. That's what woke is. Do you understand? I'm so disgusted by it. Then you have black people that are using it the same way as white people, only because they've heard white people saying, so they don't even know what they're doing. They're just regurgitating, which is more proof of something I also have always told you. Most people in this society have no personal knowledge. They're just regurgitating. That's it. I always know when I'm standing or listening or hearing or whatever, somebody who is just regurgitating some shit, has no knowledge. They don't have any intellect. There's nothing that they're processing. They're just regurgitating. I hear this and I say this. I hear that and I say this because I've heard this said to that. That's as far as it goes with them. They have nothing. They've got nothing. I was with some people yesterday, a lady and her son, and I was wearing some one of my garments that I bought in Africa. So we were talking about Africa, and I'm simply trying to tell them some things, and they're saying stuff back to me like, this is when you should shut up. You've not been. I'm here to tell you, so shut up and learn right now. Just shut up and learn. That's it. Just shut up and learn. You know, not the best example because that's not that serious, but I don't have a better example for you right now. I'm just trying to, but you know and have known, and you may be one yourself for all I know, but people that are just regurgitating. There's no process going on, you know. And I finally got to a point in my life where I just cut people like that off. I just talk right over them and get to the next thing because I already know what you're saying. I know that already. I knew you were going to say that, and this is wasting the time now. So let's just move to something else. Because I don't want to hear regurgitation. And whatever you're saying, I probably know that already. I'm trying to elevate you and me to something else. Not this waddling down here in the mud. I already know that. I don't need that. You understand? So, that with this left thing. Left has been out there for a while. You know, oh, the left is this and the left is that. There is no left and right, everybody. There's just white. You understand? And there's not two political parties, just one. They're just playing good cop and bad cop. That's it. There's no left and right. Because if there was, we would have already had a third-party candidate in this bitch someplace. And you saw what they did to Ralph Nader. If you don't know the history of that, go back and educate yourself about what they did to Ralph Nader when he dared to try to be a third-party candidate. What they did to Ross Perot when he tried to be a third-party candidate. They wouldn't even let him on the damn, they didn't want to let him on the damn stage in the debates. But because he was a gazillionaire, they almost couldn't deny him. Then there's another guy, I forget his name, but if you go and watch Michael Moore, I think it's Michael Moore's Fahrenheit 9/11, because he also has a Fahrenheit 11/9 now. But I'm talking about 9/11, Fahrenheit 9/11. And I think it's in that for some reason, but there's a scene where there's some third party dude, and he's on camera, and you can see him saying to this, is there makeup? I thought they said there was going to be makeup. Like there's because usually they powder give you something, and there was no makeup, and he had to take money out of the thing to send somebody to go and um, get makeup for him, and then um, there's a scene where literally the Democratic National Committee literally has police out there to stop this candidate from even coming into, and it's supposed to be on the debate and everything. I mean, the dirty tricks, man. It's only one party in this bitch, everybody. And you saw what they did to Bernie Sanders in 2016 and 2020. There's one fucking party in this bitch. That's it. And that's the party of the rich. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Why they're still catering for the black vote, I don't really have a good answer for you. You know, I don't have it. I don't have it because it seems to me they don't need to really cater to anybody's vote anymore. Maybe this is just spectacle, really. I don't know. Anyways, I have a few other things that are burning my ass that I want to highlight and share with you. Some of it may be old to you, but I've been out of the loop for a minute, so it's new to me, and so just indulge me. Um, Hopefully, we won't have any issues with this. I had 2 false starts when I was trying to set up today, and immediately the streaming software started going crazy. So I did another update and restarted the computer and all that, and so we don't know. Um, Let me see who's here first, and then I want to get into. I think the first piece I want to get into is a piece um, that I just seen recently because I just learned that Riza Islam has been reinstated like on his platform, and so I seen something, and then that led me down a rabbit hole, and I got pissed off, and a lot of things made me furious, and there's some things I want to share. But I first want to see who's here. And first, let me shout you out, Ronaldo. Sorry, man. That was you that let me know I had no sound, and uh, I miss you. Good to see you, brother. I hope you're well. I hope the family is well. All of that. Oh my God. Um, and it's hot, y'all. So I'm gonna be up and down uh, with the air conditioner because I can't do this. Um, Black Beauty, shout out to you. First, I'm gonna shout you guys out, then come back and read. Black Beauty, a big shout out to you. Uh, Willa Sayopayo. I think I remember your name, and it's been a million years since I've seen you. Good to see you, Willa. Shout out to you. Jerome Davis. Shout out to you. You say typical. Well, no, keep reading. I'll come back and read. Aquila Che. Aquila Che. Shout out to you. I'm assuming that's a sister. Shout out to you. Golden Heart. Big shout out to you. Mary, such a lady. Such a good thing to see you. See your name. I love saying it. Mary, such a lady. Shout out to you, Mary. um, Simply Sandra. A big shout out to you, Queen. And your thing is on the way. Or as Miss Doubtfire would say, help is on the way, dear. Help is on the way. Cheryl Bryant, shout out to you. Dr. Kimberly, shout out to you. I think that's a new name for me, but good to see you. Glad to have you here on the channel. CJ Stevenson, it's been a minute for me, for you. Good to see you, Queen. And Deej, good to see you, Queen. Georgia Bewale, big shout out to you. And then I'll go back and quickly read you guys, and then we'll get to our first piece. Black Beauty is shouting out me and the Black Global family. Willa, you say, welcome back, Jedi. I missed you. I missed you more. Jerome, typical Cody behavior, like some Becky. I'm sick of this crap. Um, Akila Che, you say, the title of this video is facts, but it made me burst out laughing. Ashay, my brother. Um, Golden Heart. Oh, you were telling me there was no sound. Appreciate you. I didn't see that because I didn't see you guys. Um, okay, this survey telling me no sound. Uh, Golden Heart. Why are you still talking if there's no sound? Because I didn't know there was no sound. San. Good evening, Jedi and fam. What's going on? No sound. Another shout out to you, Ronaldo, my brother. Um, Sandra, you say you always speak nothing but the truth. That's why I am here to continue learning. Thank you. Appreciate you, San. Cheryl, you say Jedi at the root of anti-Semitism is anti-black racism. This is a fact, of course. Of course, because I never see anybody else but us having to apologize and step down and go on a learning tour and do it all. I just don't see it. It's amazing. Not understanding. Um, Dr. Kimberly, you say hello, beautiful people. Um, CJ, you say I wonder what they mean when they say it. Cheryl, you say the term woke to white supremacists does not mean the same thing to black people. The use of the term woke as a codified word to refer to black people. um, Sandra, you say, I hope California black people get their reparations so all of us can get our checks. I'm here in Florida, and you are right. This demon governor just keep on saying woke. And a good thing you mentioned that, Sam, because it provokes me to say this. If they do this in California, everybody, then it depends on how it goes down. If it is some sort of legislative thing through the legislature and the the state government, that's one thing. If there's some sort of litigation that goes with this, then this could establish case law. And if that's the case, then you can just march in any court across the land and say whatever the original entity, I guess it would be the, you know, black people, former slaves versus the state of California. This is the ruling by, it could establish case law if it's in that realm. If it's just in the state or the state house and senate, the legislature of the state, and something to do with the governor and all that, then that would be different. But still, there may be some lawyers out there worth their salt that can insinuate this into future successful lawsuits for reparations across the country. There's some things I could get into. That's Tassan, Cheryl, San, Deej. You say, hey twin, I came in late, but you were on a roll, so I didn't speak. Well, I had no sound either, so there's that. Georgia Bewale, you say hello, Jedi. Willa, I'm a sister too. Yeah, well, I know. Um, Son, thank you, Jedi. I will be looking out for my shea butter and my thumbs up. My thumb is up. Anjane 23. Peace, Jedi and fam. I love y'all. I love you more. Douglas Jesse. Big shout out to you. Cheryl, you say Jedi, yes. When the motherfuckers say woke, they really do mean the N word. They do. They do. And as more things to their perception, as more things go our way, you hear more venom in their voices, which nothing is going our way. They still have this illusion or this fucked up mindset, which is their only state of mind, so that's kind of redundant. But they still have this thing in their mind that we're somehow making some gains. We're not. We're not. Son, that's to Cheryl, and then Cheryl, that's to Douglas Jesse. All right. This first piece, we've covered this before, but so what? I want to come to this because I tell you guys, the truth is everything to me. Truth fixes everything. If fuck everybody else, if we could just get to that as a people, many of our issues will go away. Interpersonally, collectively, it's a few things. And this is two things now. This was Flame Monroe speaking to Riza Islam, or him speaking to her, or him, whatever it is. And it's so perfect. Because I've said this, but Flame is the best person to say it because I really think that he comes from a place of honesty and genuineness whenever I've heard him speak on anything. I don't hear a self-serving agenda when I hear him speak. I don't hear that. I always hear just what's right. That's it. And this is an example of which one of these is it now. Hold up.
Trans women are women. What are your thoughts?
Trans women are trans women. That's
Wait, is that the one?
I've heard a couple of so-called big name actives, I ain't gonna say their name, but they're pretty famous, say that I was born and the doctors assigned me a male.
Alright, it doesn't matter what order we hear this in. Doesn't matter. Because I'm going to move these kind of quickly. Alright, tell me if you can hear this.
Trans women are women. What are your thoughts?
Oh,
Trans women are trans women. That's not said disrespectfully because my
Oh, wait, I
era,
gotta bring
we
you in.
were transvestites, drag queens, you a man. Trans women are trans women.
Okay, it can be heard. Alright. Let me bring y'all in. Also, when I told you there was this lady and her son I was speaking to yesterday, one of the things she said to me at the beginning of our conversation, she goes, you know, I was just trying to find, because she's from the islands someplace, and she's saying that, you know, she's here because there's so many unsafe places. At the moment we were speaking, I didn't know until I got back to the house, but at the moment we were speaking, the damn shooting was going on at the mall in Allen, Texas. So I called them to say, yeah, so where's dangerous again? Where's it? Where was the danger at again? Just wasn't understanding where the danger was. Just all the danger of it all. Not a danger. we switched over. Just do this. Oh. Okay, we switched over. Oh. Hear this.
Trans women are women. What are your thoughts?
Trans women are trans women. That's not said disrespectfully,
All
because
right.
my era, we were transvestites, drag queens, you're a man in a dress. We fought to have the title of trans women. Respectfully, trans men are trans men. That is not even a disrespect. It's this younger, new generation, Z crazy, that it's not enough for. But let me just break something down to y'all real simple. If a woman is a social construct and we're emulating women, what would that make us? Social construction workers? To be truthful. And if biological women stop having sex, if biological women stop having babies, it won't be no more black, white, LGBT, fat, funny looking, and nothing else. I know y'all ain't gonna like the way I put it to you in the box, but when you find the lie, stop me. Because I have relationships with trans men that they identify as men, but they're biologically women. They think that, oh, Flame, you just pandering for the women. No, I know what a woman is. Woman is Mother Earth. We all came through the birth canal of a woman. All female impersonators, transgender, sex change, whatever. You did not learn how to be a female or act like a female watching somebody like you in a suit and tie.
That's a fact.
You learn from the woman that raised you, whether it be your mother, your auntie, your stepmother, whomever. But then when I get so comfortable in my gay or my transgender or whatever I decide to become, whatever's instilled in me, I'm better than you? No, I'm not better than you. You're still my sister.
Wow.
But I'm better than you now? That is the problem. We keep trying to dismiss women. You cannot dismiss a woman.
Right.
Life
Or
would
compete.
stop.
Trans women are women. What are your thoughts?
Love that.
Trans women are trans women. That's not said disrespectfully, because my era, we were transvestites, drag queens, you're a man in a dress. We fought to have the title of trans women. Respect.
I don't know which one I just played. Wait.
Trans women are women.
All right, strike that. All right, we need this one.
I've heard it.
Go, bitch.
A couple of so-called big name actives, I ain't gonna say their name, but they're pretty famous, say that I was born and the doctors assigned me a male. If you was born with a penis and testicles, you were born a boy.
Come on.
If you was born with a vagina, you were born a female.
Come on.
It's as simple as that. And now all that I was born transgender, how you know? You don't even remember coming out the damn womb. And if you was born transgender or gay, when the doctor slapped you on your ass, you'd have said, Miss Thing, don't touch me like that. But you didn't. You screamed just like every other baby does. That's it. Y'all making it so complicated and muddying the waters. This is why the straight community don't understand us, because we're talking over you or around you or behind you or using words. I make it as ABC as possible. I don't even understand all the alphabets that we done borrowed, because we didn't borrow everything but N and O, because all 24 other letters gone. We LGBT and all the other ones.
That's a fact, because actually if you look on the website now, it's LGBTQIAA++. That's the actual full
I'm not saying all that
acronym now, and then that has a bunch of subdivisions
Could have
in
went
it.
home and came back and you still would have been repeating. I've heard a couple of so-called big name actives, I ain't gonna say their name, but they're pretty famous, say that I was born and the doctors assigned me a male. If you was born with a penis and testicles, you were born a boy.
Come on.
If you was born with a vagina, you were born a female.
Come on.
It's as simple as that. And
Listen, the other thing that I've said to you forever, I'm going to continue to say it because it's the truth. I also always have respect for anyone who's willing to say shit when it's not popular. Flame Monroe is that and is part of the so-called alphabet community. But fuck all that. He's like, I'm going to say what the shit is and what needs to be said, and that's just what it is. I said and I said it. What? You know? So I have great respect for anybody that does that. I love, you know, don't do the shit when it's now it's no threat. We're having problems. We're having problems, y'all. White man's the devil. Told me what would happen. I'm going to try and say this. Okay, if we do if it starts its bullshit, just stand by and just know that I'm going to be trying to fix it on this end. I've already updated the software. There's no more updating that can be done. So I don't know what else it will want. But Muhammad Ali, there he was, when he was willing to say, I'm not going to your Vietnam War. Fuck you and your Vietnam War. You're my poser. He would say, you my poser. I miss you so much, man. You my poser. You the one calling me nigga. You the one oppressing my people. You the one beating us down in the street. You my poser. Ain't no Vietnamese did nothing to me, and on he went. And he didn't give a shit about a boxing career or the money he would lose. Remember, he's at the top of his game. He lost untold money. And you got these Negroes out there now who got all the money in the bank and still can't do shit but tuck their damn dick between their legs when the shit counts. I don't got no respect for nobody like that. I don't care who you are. I'm only here for people that are willing to put it all on the line. That's it. That's it. And by the way, that's what is more close to faith and belief and the divine. Because like my grandma used to say, if you trust the Lord for one thing, you trust him for all things. So you're supposed to step out on faith and what is right and know that anything else is going to be taken care of. Even if you lose that damn career or your position or whatever it is, so what? You got to believe that because you stood up for the right thing, that the divine is going to take care of you. You understand? That's what it's always been for me. That's it. I'm never conflicted about it. Never conflicted. Wait now. I'm turned around, y'all. This one I wanted to show for context because it's not enough that we're just being disrespected at every fucking turn. And every day you got to turn on your computer or your device and you got to see some fucking white person being comfortable enough to physically engage us. You see, we're not in the right frame of mind, because if we're in the right frame of mind, you walk around like this. And white people know, don't fucking approach over there. Don't even look over there. It's dangerous. Don't do it. But we've allowed this rise of this Karen class, because the first bitch should have been dead and it wouldn't have been no more. You feel me? This is in that same vein now. Let's see this. And I just thought, what? But this brother did the right thing. Allahu Akbar. And it was also spiritually right, because Allah says, don't you be the aggressor. Don't you start nothing. But you damn sure can finish it. See this. Now, I don't know what part of the country this is in or whatever, but of course some dumbass white man going crazy over God knows what. All right. I feel like it's mostly black people in this establishment. This is the demon right here with the dog and the little basket that you carry when you don't want a basket that you're going to push around the store. This is your boy right here. Now, his words seem to be to these brothers here in the green. But this brother in the white shirt comes up. Look. And actually, he don't even look like he might even be a white man. He looks like he might be like some Asian dude or something. Whatever, he ain't black.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out my face. Say that N-word again. Say that N-word again. Say it again. And everybody say it again. Say it again.
Now, how did he think he could do that? How? That's like, to me, this is right up there with if you saw one of your black friends, you saw them even roll their eyes at their mama and where she could see it. You know your eyes gonna be stuck like that the rest of your life. You wouldn't even do it. How many of us, after your grandmama or your mama, somebody, they had to beat your little ass, you made sure you got 6 blocks away because I can't stand you. You was 6 blocks away when you said the shit. You ain't gonna say it because they can hear down the street and around the corner. So you had to watch your ass. You feel me? This was right up there. How did you think you could do this? I'll tell you how. Because he has seen too many fucking videos that we have allowed where it's just somebody filming and saying, I got it on camera and this and a third, and that there's no consequence. And that's what he thought was going to happen here. That's what he thought. But that's not what happened.
I got my shit. This nigga assaulted me, bitch. He assaulted me.
But then the brother has to still make his case. He assaulted me. You know, like that was even saddening to me. Like I got to justify why I'm beating somebody's ass that don't look like me. It should just be known they must have violated, ain't shit we need to do here. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's a few things right there. It's a few things. But his bitch ass learned, and that indeed should be the response to any verbal or physical anything upon African people from anybody, period, that don't look like us. I don't give a fuck if they're in a goddamn police uniform or goddamn maid's habit or a nun's habit. It don't matter. Everybody should get the smoke from African people. Because if we don't show that we're up to here, then they're going to continue with their agenda to dumb down, and then they're going to make it seem like there's only 2 or 3 black people that are angry and want vengeance on their bitch ass. And then that means destruction for all of us. You understand? I mean, it's so layered, man. It's so layered. Wait, is this it?
The world's going to...
I think this is it. And this goes to what I was just talking about in some of my opening when I was saying, you know, there's only one party. You know, there's not 2 parties. There's one, and they're just playing good cop, bad cop. This is important because, you know, now everything is revving up for 2024. And which I've already told you is going to be hell in 2024. Nobody believed me when I said Trump is going to run again. He's running again. And nobody believes me when I've been proclaiming he's going to win. Well, you know, he's been arrested and he's under... That doesn't matter. They always changing the rules while I'm playing the game. You understand? I always quote that for you guys over the years. I've a million times because I'm clear. The rules mean nothing. That's why you should break the rules every time you get a fucking chance. I run stop signs now. Because why? Because a stop sign means that if I can see that there's no traffic in any direction, I'm in no danger to anybody, there's no pedestrians, there's no need for me to stop. A stop sign is a precautionary thing. Oh, there's traffic, I'll stop. And you go, you see. And then you go. There's nobody coming. I can see it before I even get to the intersection. I see there's no danger. So therefore, I don't need to stop. So I go through the bitch. That's one small example. But I'm trying to say to you, rules are made for classism, but particularly they're made for your black ass. Rules change for white people all the time because they don't really mean anything. And why should they? If you're a sovereign human being born of divine creation. You're on the earth. Nobody has authority over you. Certainly once you become an adult. Now, once you're a child, it's your mama and your daddy, you feel me? But after that, you nobody really has any, and that's just to rear you and raise you and all that kind of stuff. But nobody really has any say over you. You don't get to tell me what to do. I'm living a singular experience from birth to death. You don't get to encroach on my arc of life, my existence. Take your bitch ass over there and sat down. Do you understand? So, to hear this.
The world's going to Hades in a handbasket. We are desperately concerned about the circumstance relating to avian flu. We don't have enough vaccines. We don't have enough police officers. And we're going to debate the next 3 weeks, I'm told, gay marriage, a flag amendment, and God only knows what else. I can't believe the American people can't see through this. We already have a law, the Defense of Marriage Act, where we've all voted, not where I voted and others said, look, marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that. Nobody's violated that law. There's been no challenge to that law. Why do we need a constitutional amendment? Marriage is between a man and a woman. What's the game going on here? The world's
what is the
going
game,
to
Joe?
Hades in a handbasket.
What is the game?
What
is the game? They should play that. This is why I miss Tim Russert, who used to be on this fucking show, Meet the Press. I miss that dude because it was destination television for me to watch Meet the Press on Sundays. First of all, they changed the theme. The theme used to be the bombs, especially for somebody that plays symphonic music. It was everything. But now because they always feel like they have to make shit new and, ooh, let's make it new. And you don't need new. And I miss that damn thing. It would start out with the violins, then the brass would come in, bum 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 bum. Then the brass, bum 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 bum. It was tight as hell. They changed it. Tim Russert was the host. He died suddenly and suspiciously. Don't want to get into it. But he would let you get on there on a Sunday and say all your shit, and then boom, he'd run the tape of your bitch ass. Put all your statements right there and catch everybody. Go on YouTube and go back and watch some old episodes of Meet the Press, and you will get your entire life, especially if somebody that loves to see the truth come out and to have things exposed and see people put on the spot. You will get your entire life. But there he was. This was 2007, it says in the description here. So, but now he's all hugged up with the rainbow. And he just had a thing, which I'm hoping I've got that clip. There was a thing at the White House. Where is it? There it was. Sitting up there. And for all this, there's no men and there's no women and gender's just fluid and we don't know, and the child has to decide once they're born and we don't know. Then why are you walking around looking like exactly a woman, bitch? Excuse me, or at least trying to. Why are you emulating something that doesn't exist? You see, they need to bring back the term transvestite is what they need to do. You understand? Because that gives it something else and it leaves women the fuck out of it. Because you will not be transforming into a woman on any day of the week, not in this lifetime, not ever. Let's be very clear. Oh, before I get to that thing, you got to see this thing. Oh my God. This will burn your eyes. I hate to do it. It has to be done.
I don't really know how else to tell you this, but if you saw me dressed like this, walking down the street in my heels, pretend I shaved my beard and I had one of these on my face, you would have no fucking clue.
Yes, I would.
I don't really personally use passing as like my threshold for womanhood. I understand that a lot of trans people want to pass. It's a goal. I respect it deeply. It is not one of mine. It's not how my fluidity functions. I don't live for the validation of other people deciding what they think that my gender passes as.
While you're doing a whole video to get validation and acceptance. Oh, go on.
Love my presentation. I don't need your validation from it. I do not receive this. And I would really caution you about policing other people's gender expressions because it's just not your fucking business.
Really? You're right. Stop policing other people's genders. So take that bullshit off and go be like a fucking space alien or something and not try and look like a woman. Huh? Since you're policing, Thingala. Wait.
If you look at me and you see a man, that's your transphobia that you are projecting.
Oh, wait. So because I look at you and I see Sasquatch with a hint of pterodactyl, we're transphobic, everybody. You're supposed to look at him and see, well, who's supposed to be? Angelina Jolie, apparently. You know. No. You're phobic because you didn't see the beauty. He looks like Dinah, Prince of Wales, and everybody knows it.
Onto people like me, and you're just making the world less safe.
Less safe. They're killing me with this safety shit. That I can't. Where's this thing at now? There Joe Biden had them all hugged up in the White House and giving it legitimacy, which you don't got nobody sitting across from you saying this is why you need to fucking cut the check for black people today. You see? But they'll put all this other bullshit up there and it's all fine. Damn it, I'm out of order, but I want to come to this one. No, I want to go to that one. No order. I'm throwing that out. Let's come to this because this goes to what I was saying about it goes to the woke thing too. But it also goes to what I say about white people don't ever have a fight in anything unless there's something in it for them. There's never a benevolent agenda or provocation. It's always because there's something in it for them. And when it's not about them, it's a problem. And this illustrates that. Wait now. One is you, because you're number one. Hear this.
Let me ask you a question. How many of you would trade places with a black person in this society? Raise your hand.
Crickets. Crickets.
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. I just slipped a disc. All right. Nurse.
Well, it's yes or no. How many of you would do it?
I know I would. I mean, I dated a Hispanic, very dark.
No, I'm not talking about Hispanic. The question is,
but I was going to have children. So I spent many years thinking of myself of having very dark-skinned children.
Question is, how many of you would be willing to trade places in this society with a black person?
I think I would.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
I'm not saying there's not.
That's fake. Because see, now they're just, the first reaction is the real reaction. That's from the gut. Now suddenly, I think I would. I think I would. Let's go on.
Racism. Absolutely not. It's just saying I don't see it.
Yeah, but you know how racist this country is.
Not to the degree that you do.
Oh, no, you will never know. You know, in this country, we created the criminalization of black people.
Objection. I like where she's going, but let's stop. Let's put down this we shit, because that's also an expression of fear of speaking freely around fucking white people. You know, what we've done in this country and what we tend to do, we don't do shit. So it should say what your white ass has done with the justice system. That would be the truth of it. You see, what we have done. Bitch, are you a legislator? Are you even a lawyer?
And when your skin is seen as a weapon, You're never unarmed. And that's why black boys and men and women are dying in the street with their hands up. I was born in 1950. You know what I expect of white women? Not a damn thing. Nothing. I expect nothing of you.
You see her anger is coming through. That's good. That's good. That's good. Because there they are in a very posh women's luncheon, whatever, crystal. They brought out the nice china and all of it. Did you see her crescendo of her anger come in? We're going to see it again. Did you see her crescendo into her anger? Like it's coming up. She's not a damn, it's coming up. It's coming up. I hope you felt that. Let's see it through and then we're going to see that again so we can keep.
Because you have never given me anything.
Look, and this, she's pissed. I love it.
I can't trust you, okay?
But how?
The okay after it, because when we get mad, we can't really see straight. So I can't trust you, okay? Like she had to think of that next indictment that she's got going on. She's already got the hands going. The anger has come up. This is fantastic. Go on.
How can we come together when you say something like, I will never trust a white woman? If we had a really heart-to-heart talk, you said you would never trust me?
Well, I would have to see.
But
I love that. Turn the sword on their ass. Well, I would have to see. Because that's how they do you. You think they're your friend and woo-woo. And it's like, well, I didn't really so-and-so. You see? This is perfect. This is par excellence for me. Well, I would have to see. She didn't cower back. I love that. Stand firm. Stand.
Out of all your years in life, you've never trusted a white woman.
Well, let me put it this way. The ones I have trusted have come back to disappoint me.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
See? And it's also about her. How dare it not be what I say? I say I'm trustworthy and I'm second only to the angels. And so therefore it is law and it was on the tablets that Moses brought down. That's where they come from. It's not even about, that's how it's about for her now. That's it. I said we were cool, so we're supposed to be.
It's interesting to me that, Marnie, that when Regina's talking about her feelings and how she doesn't trust white women, instead of saying, my God, well, how can, why? Like, what about me? That's what you said. Would you trust me? What if we had a heart-to-heart conversation? Why are your feelings so hurt?
Both of you, though, has been about...
It's like a hate against us. Like, I feel like it's like...
It's been very aggressive.
That really, hurts me that somebody would not...
But why are your feelings more important than the reality
Love it.
of the violence of our lives?
Crickets.
Imagine if your husband beats you and you confront him. Would you go and massage his back while you're confronting him? Or would you actually be really angry and hurt that he's been beating you? But that's where we come to when you've been a victim of abuse and white women have abused us our whole lives. Why do we have to hold your hand? Can't we just tell you, hey, you guys have hurt us. This is what you've done. Now make it right.
I know Syra. And when she says she doesn't trust white women, and I consider her a friend of mine, I also understand why she doesn't trust me. I don't take that personally.
That's what it needs to be. I've said this to you a million times. For all these white people to claim they don't, then they should be absolutely respectful of your entire blackness. That means all your anger and hatred and everything. You understand? We get to do that because of your white ass. And if you really about it, then you're good with that. That's it. That's it. You see? Anything further means it's not genuine. That's what's real, what she's saying right there.
And I'm asking a question on what could you do, because as a white woman, I guess it's not like...
We have a lot of work to do. We have so much work to do. And so I don't take it personally, because I understand that, like, that is her life.
But to say you're your friend, but she doesn't trust you is also a hard thing for me to accept. The same, this is my friend, but she does not trust me.
And also, why on earth is it about you? The fact, and also I want to come back to, why would you say that we're spewing hate? We're telling you what it's like to be us. And
not everybody, you don't have to look at my color of my skin saying I'm white to not trust me. Why don't you look past that I'm white and say she's a good person?
Because her entire life, we've never given her a reason to trust us.
Everything is not
whole white
about
people. Not all white people are
you.
bad.
Everything.
Not every white person is
I
bad.
think that part of what
I have this discussion with people that I know, friends, lawyers, everybody, and they'll say, well, Regina, you know, there are some good white people. And I'll go, well, what have the good white people been doing for the last 450 years? What have you been doing? Obviously, it's not enough because nothing has changed. Let me ask you a question. How many of you would trade places with a black?
Okay, so it's starting over. Just want to go right up to the point where her anger came up. The sister, the only sister. Feel it now as she crescendos into her passion.
Black person in this society? Raise your hand.
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, it's yes or no. How many of you would do it?
I know I would. I mean, I dated a Hispanic, very dark.
No, I'm not talking about Hispanic. The question is,
But I was going to have children, so I spent many years thinking of myself of having very dark-skinned children.
question is, how many of you would be willing to trade places in this society with a black person?
I think I would.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay.
I'm not saying there's not racism. Absolutely not. It's just saying I don't see it.
Yeah, but you know how racist this country is.
Not to the degree that you do.
Oh, no,
be
you
frank
will
with
never know. You know, in this country, we created the criminalization of black people. And when your skin is seen as a weapon, you're never unarmed. And that's why black boys and men and women are dying in the street with their hands up. I was born in 1950. You know what I expect of white women? Not a damn thing. Nothing. I expect nothing of you because you have never given me anything. I can't trust you, okay?
But how can we come together when you say something like, I will never trust a white woman? If we had a really heart-to-heart talk, you said you would never trust me?
Well, I would have to see.
But
You know,
out of all your years in life, you've never trusted a white woman.
well, let me put it this way. The ones I have trusted have come back to
Disappoint you.
Damn it.
disappoint me.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that, Marnie, that when Regina's talking about her feelings and how she doesn't trust white women, instead of saying, my God, well, how can, like, why?
Instead of
Like,
saying,
what
"My
about
God."
me? That's what you said. Would you trust me?
I love
What
how
if
she
we had
put
a
the drama on
heart-to-heart
that, too.
conversation? Why are your feelings so hurt?
Both of you, though, has been about.
It's like a hate against us. Like, I feel like it's like
It's been very.
Let me see what you're saying before I get any further now, so I can stay on top of things, so I don't be out of context when I read your comment. Deej. You say, Deidre, you say the Flame Monroe is old and he ain't doing nothing but speaking straight facts. Yeah, you know, and he has that old flavor about him, you know, like that's somebody's got a remedy to everything, has lived it, you know, streetwise, and just a real keen sense of common fucking sense, you know? Yeah, he gets my respect, man. That's just what it is. Anjanae 23. No. Where's Cheryl? Cheryl, you say Flame Monroe is the fucking truth. For real, for real. A man is still a man and a woman is still a woman. No, you didn't just do a Prince song. Let a woman be a woman and a man be a man. Get off. 23 positions in a one-night stand. Get off. If you want me, here I am. Da, 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 da. Anjanae. Flame is like the only one I can deal with. Flame speaks the facts, and I have respect for Flame because of it. Yes, I join you on that, my sister. Simply San. Oh no, Jedi is frozen. Oh yeah, that's when I froze earlier. Let me keep an eye on this shit very closely and very carefully. I said no murder this year. I've only got 2 bodies. That's good for me. That's good. That's good. All right. There was an attempt yesterday. I can't get into it. All right, but that's something else. Deej, you say, I meant Flame is old school. I was using the voice recorder. Cheryl, Jedi, YouTube is fucking around with your live stream because you are speaking the truth. I know that to be the truth. San, shout out to Flame Monroe. D Little, shout out to you. Bunch of emojis, fire, 100% fire, hearts, appreciate you. San, that was at a Publix grocery store. Thank you, San. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've only heard of Publix. I never knew what they look like, so I appreciate you educating us. Deej, laughing out loud. I'm 6 years old and I still got to watch my... I think you may watch my shit when it comes to mom. Yep, won't never get grown. Feel me? If you're from a real traditional black family, you won't stop being a child. As long as your parents is living and your grandmama and them, it don't matter. You still don't get out of line. Mimi Moni, big shout out to you. Welcome to the channel. Well, shout out to all the new subscribers, everybody. I never remember to say that on this channel or the other channel, but shout out to new subscribers. Welcome to our family, you know, because everybody that's here came on their own. You don't ever hear in my videos, make sure you subscribe, make sure you don't forget to, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe. I don't do that because I know in life, whether it's a YouTube channel or if it's a party or I don't care what it is, just let people come on their own. When they come on their own, they stay longer and they're more faithful. That's what's real. They're there because they want to be there. San, you say yuck. Lobi, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Shout out to you. Welcome to the channel. You say, this is disgusting. I feel sad for the children that still need to learn so much. Yep. You know, in Africa, I could tell you kids are running circles around kids everywhere, quite frankly, but especially here in America. Their level of understanding and education, their advancement, their intellect is just, I mean, kids here don't know anything at all. God love them, but they don't know anything. And don't push college over on your kids, everybody. Push money over on your kids. Tell them you got to get a coin in life. How are you going to get a coin? Because a whole lot of people walking around with a bunch of degrees and doctorates and they know it all, and they write their own Skid Row in downtown LA. Let's be very clear. Deej, you say, Jedi, your comment that could be seen under this video was hilarious but true. Under what video, Son? Or Deej? You gonna say the answer was no, Heffa. Mimi Moni. No way. I do not trust them. Look at their history towards us, and not just Caucasians, and not just their history. That's one of my biggest indictments, Moni or Mimi. It's not a history. It's current and ongoing. It's every day. That's what makes it so glaring and highlights the uniquity of our experience on earth with these fucking people. You know, these fake ass so-called Jews, their shit lasted 3.5 to 4 years in one place. And it was over. That's it. It's over. That's it. That's it. Nobody's doing anything to them anymore. They're fine. Ours didn't go like that. Anjane, it was so funny. This white woman wrote a book about being woke, and a black reporter asked her, what is the definition of woke? She went viral for stuttering because she couldn't define it, despite having wrote an entire fucking book about it. My word, not yours. I can't. Make sure if you've got a clip of that or something, Anjane, put that in the chat so I can play it. Ms. Matthews, another shout out to you. Say exactly hi, y'all. Africa King, a big shout out to you. There's pink, not white. Yep, that's so true. And sometimes I do remember to say pig skin or something like, because they're not white. Mimi Moni, I saw that video. Ms. Matthews, recall when Sister Soldier was on that episode of Donahue when someone said similar, there's good white people. Sister Soldier asked, where are they and why are they so publicly silent about gross injustices? I think that was Cornel West that said that bullshit, because he's been talking about his white brothers and sisters for many decades now in that fucking black Miss Mary Max fucking suit he wears. I don't want to get worked up. Ms. Matthews, you say the Runaway Slave Channel just did a video on Jane Elliott. Jane Elliott lent hope of there being good white people till she made that Native American comment. I don't know about her Native American comment. And what is the Runaway Slave Channel? Gary Taylor, shout out to you and welcome to the channel. She was born in 1950. Damn, she is gorgeous. Yeah. Black don't crack, homie. It might lean a little bit, but don't crack. Ms. Matthews, many of them are raised that way. Racist. Per study. These acronyms, I'm not going to do it, Ms. Matthews. You're going to have to do a little bit more typing, my queen. You say, ask her, has she ever trusted a black woman? Oh, I love that. You know the bitch would have lied. I trust everybody. Gary Taylor. She was, oh, yeah, I read that. Ms. Matthews, on that EP of RTT about race, when Jada and Jane Elliott on her mom Gam said on repeat, not interested regarding befriending Becky. Jada's mother was brave to state such. I didn't see that. John C. Shout out to you. Welcome to the channel. Got beat down like he was in the UFC octagon. Yes, and that you need to see more of that. Our kids need to see more of that. Our people need to see more. Our women need to see more of that. You understand? To show that yes, we ain't just letting this shit slide by. You see? If everybody sees that we just cower in every fucking situation, then you think that's what you're supposed to do. That's exactly not what you're supposed to do. You are an oppressed people. You're supposed to act like it. Everybody's acting like you're at the damn quinceañera. Larissa Jackson, shout out to you and welcome to the channel. Anjane, you say her name is Bethany Mandel. It was hilarious. You're still talking about the author, I think, right? San, thumbs up, good people in the chat. What are we looking like? Okay, we're looking good. Let's see, I'm seeing 177 views back here. Love it. Mimi Moni, you say thank you. Ms. Matthews, Flame Monroe definitely speaks like sane sauce. Is always part of his cerebral ingredients, and he catches hell for it too. proof he's telling the good truth. Yeah. And even when he sat up there on the Breakfast Club with Boosie Badass and defended Boosie. I love it. Deej. It was watch my ass, Jedi. Oh, okay. Under the Gay Blades video, the thought he was undetectable. Oh, okay. I agree. Mimi says, I agree far as college. Teach more entrepreneurship. Yeah. They should be learning how to balance a checkbook. What is an IRA? What is a 401k? What is the S&P? What is a put option? What are what's the value of real estate? Shit like this. You understand? And some Spanish in this bitch, cause you're gonna need that, cause this is Mexico. And just the stuff that they're learning is not anything they're gonna use ever. Don't chastise your kids when they come home with an F in fucking algebra. Give them a party. Because that means, but make sure they have high grades in shit that turns into a coin. That matters. Nobody's going to use algebra. Or calculus or most of this other shit they're taking. That does not turn into real world money. Graduation day, they get out of high school. They're like, okay, now what? We just been telling them, go to school, make sure you go to school, get your education. So they got all this education, they have no skill set to do anything. They can't even go to McDonald's and buy a burger. Righteous indignation, big shout out to you. We're tired of holding hands and singing Kumbaya and then wondering why we're still in hell. Exactly. No more singing fuck Kumbaya. You understand? It's time to strike at all levels. At all levels. At all cost. At all cost. At all cost. Alright. I'm going to hold that one for later. I'll come to that. Because I also had some stuff over in my YouTube that I needed to. All right, let me just continue to press on. The most important thing is just to get the information to you. I want to keep my topics though. Whatever. What's this one?
You shifted from using the term mother.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get. All right, let's do this one first. Because this one was very like, kill this bitch now, or, give me death. Now, mind you, in the Bible, it specifically, clearly, unequivocally says a man should not wear women's clothing and women should not wear men's clothing. That's in the Bible. Forget the Quran, Islam, forget I'm a Muslim, forget all that. Just throw that out. We just need the Bible here. That's all we need. But there it is in the Bible. It says that in plain language. It's very clear. All right? And since I'm a child, I was blessed to have 5 of my siblings are girls. And I always knew whatever the girls do, you don't do that. I just knew that already. My father even, I don't know, because I don't do this shit to this day. Like when I take my shirt off, I do this. I pull the collar and I pull the shit over my head. That's natural to me. When did this cross shit start happening? Because the only people I saw doing that shit for most of my growing up was white bitches. cross and pull up. And I just thought, how are you going to get it off? And it's going to be inside out. And it's just if I pull my shit over, it's right side out, and I can put it back. I mean, it's what? But this crossover shit, that's all niggas do now. It's the womanest shit you could ever do. That's not how men take their shirt off. But that, and you don't wear fucking pink. But listen to this bold ass bitch here, who is clearly the boss of everything, everybody. And what she says goes. And so, what are you going to do? But hear her now.
Okay, so you've come to my house to complain about my baby wearing pink.
I was just asking really why you keep putting her in pink and not other colours.
Why do you keep putting her in pink and not other colors? And I need to stop to say this because the writing that's on it never leaves her face, so we never get a chance to see the pterodactyl looking ass bitch. So there's that. But it doesn't matter. Just the exchange is what's important. Go.
Well, traditionally, girls often wear pink.
Well, I think you'll find that was back in the day. I don't think it's today. I think you can wear any colour you want now.
Well, no, you can. She has other like clothes as well, but her favourite colour is pink.
Well, I've only ever seen her in pink, and I think that's not allowing her to have freedom of what
do you mean
gender
freedom?
she wants to be.
Freedom? Well, she's a baby.
She's not a baby.
She's a baby. She's 2.
She looks a lot older than that to me. But anyway.
Well, hold a minute. What's any of you?
That's a dead bitch. If she on my damn stoop or near me, like I mean that he went through this is just like, I guess.
Your concern.
Well, it's my concern because I believe that the world has got better since we've got all this fluidity with genders and all the different types of genders now.
Okay.
And I think by dressing someone in pink, if she doesn't want to be a girl when she's older, she wants to be a transgender or whatever, then she'll have been dressed in pink and you would have confused her. So I think it's nicer to dress people in all different colours. I mean, she'd look beautiful in yellow, wouldn't she? Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, she's wearing yellow now. Hey, baby.
She is. I hadn't seen she was, sorry. But she's got pink trousers on with rainbows on. Now, I do like the rainbow. I definitely like the rainbows on her trousers. Now, that's good.
Okay.
But,
okay.
you know.
Okay. Firstly, yeah, you're wearing pink glasses, okay?
I think you'll find these are mauve. Are you colourblind?
Mauve.
Something. These are mauve. These
Mauve.
Are not... What colour are these, young lady? Yeah, she says pink, but they're not
mauve. Everybody, mauve.
Pink. They are mauve. Mauve glasses.
Okay, so
and actually they're blue inside. So a little bit of pink, mauve, and blue. I've got all the colours. You see.
Sorry.
Much healthier for the brain, the mindset.
Oh, now we see the bitch.
So, I'm just a little bit baffled to like why you're actually here.
I'm just asking why you keep dressing and going in pink. I think you should give her more choices of colour.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But however I want to dress her, okay, yeah? The way how I parent her is nothing to do with you.
Well, it is to do with me because I feel for people these days and I think they should have more choices of what colours they want to wear,
But
what
she's
they
2.
want to be.
She's 2.
Well, don't think it matters.
I don't need to teach her about all this. She what is right, no, as in like, what is traditional is she's a girl, I'm a boy.
What? Do you know, when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a boy because I wanted to wear those beautiful suits. I wanted to wear a bow tie and everything. And my mum used to put me in pink, and it did really quite often. And I just find it's not good to keep being put in pink because pink is for a girl. When she gets older, it could affect her. Why are you always dressing your girl in pink? Because it is 2023, and I thought now, little girls could be dressed in blue, green.
Okay, so you've come to my house to complain about my baby wearing pink.
I was just asking really why you keep putting her in pink and not other colours.
Well, traditionally, girls often wear pink.
Well, I think you'll find that was back in the day. I don't think it's today. I think you can wear any colour you want now.
Well, no, you can. She has other like clothes as well, but her favourite colour is pink.
Well, I've only ever seen her in pink, and I think that's not allowing her to have freedom of what
do you mean
gender
freedom?
she wants to be.
Freedom? Well, she's a baby.
She's not a baby.
She's a baby. She's 2.
She looks a lot older than that to me. But anyway.
Well, hold a minute. What's any of your concern?
Well, it's my concern. concerned because
Did
I
it repeat
believe that
already?
the world has got better since we've got all this fluidity with genders and all the different types of genders now.
Okay.
And I think by dressing someone in pink, if she doesn't want to be a girl when she's older, she wants to be a transgender or whatever, then she'll have been dressed in pink and you would have confused her. So I think it's nicer to dress people in all different colours. I mean, she'd look beautiful in yellow, wouldn't she? Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, she's wearing yellow now. Hey,
She
baby.
is. I hadn't seen she was sorry. But she's got pink trousers on with rainbows on. Now, I do like the rainbow. I definitely like the rainbows on her trousers. Now, that's good.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. Firstly, yeah, you're wearing pink glasses, okay?
Oh, it did. I'm sorry, y'all. Couldn't hear it because of the air. And I think that one goes with this next one. But first, since Deej mentioned Deuteronomy 22:5, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on women's garment, period. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. That's just what it is. Now, I think this one goes with that. So we'll stay on that for a minute.
You shifted from using the term mother to birthing people.
Black birthing people. Black birthing people. Black and indigenous birthing people.
Is the administration's official policy to replace the term woman with birthing people?
I was a little taken back when I just read it and saw it, that the term mother was gone in spots and it was replaced with birthing people.
Again, if we're trying to be precise in the language that's used.
Mom's a pretty good word.
Everything that's worth living and dying for is under attack right now.
This environment that has been created and corrupted and manipulated does not respect women, does not respect children, does not respect men. It cares nothing for family. If that is the society that we want to live in, then we need to see how crazy we are, really. The world is in the condition that it is in because of the disrespect of the woman. There's so much that we place around her because, as we are also taught, that when you teach a man, you are teaching an individual. When you teach a woman, you are teaching a nation. Every prophet came from the womb of a woman. Every intelligent, strong, powerful man and woman came from the womb of a woman. So that's why they have to attack mother and remove father, because before you can get to her, you have to get through him. Every wise nation has security, and the man is supposed to be that security. Can a woman secure too? Of course. Are there female warriors? Absolutely. However, because of her value, because a whole nation comes out of her, so you must be protected. And the man having that essential position by nature. So someone who knows that about you will do their best to make sure you are removed, because there is a standard of conditioning that has to take place. Man, woman, child. If I want to get to that, I have to remove your protector, because he is watching to make sure that everything that goes on in this environment is safe and secure. That's why they have to attack masculinity, because they know, damn, if there's real men around here, we can't really do what we want to do. And if there are real women, we for damn sure can't do what we want to do, because she's going to protect that child, he's going to protect that woman, and they both are going to protect society.
Good. Can I just also say, as a commentary on Brother Rizza, I don't know how old he is. I feel like he's in his 30s. He could be still a goddamn teenager, which is one of my gripes with him. Cut the crap, Rizza. Where's the fountain of youth? All right. But that is an impressive young brother. Like, if I had daughters of marrying age, that's the dude. That's the dude. His level of discipline, he's a seeker of knowledge. He's interested in righteousness. Fearless, a leader. He has it all, man. He has it all. That's the dude. That's the dude. And it occurs to me, I've said to you guys in the past, they don't have anybody they can offer up if Farrakhan passes today. They just don't have it. They don't have it. But they might have it. Because anybody's going to follow Farrakhan can't be a mimic of him or trying to be. They have to have their own charisma of their own that is magnetic enough that it just is its own thing. Probably not the best example, but I'll give you the example of Michael and Janet. Michael is the most famous human being ever recorded in human history. That's it. Nobody ever has been or is coming that's more famous than Michael Jackson. Just isn't. So for Janet to have a career, she had to have something that was just magnetic on its own. Don't come out and try and just be a talented Jackson and, ooh, it's Janet and ooh, and you're married to the Jedi and all that. Well, we were dating then, the whole thing. But future marriage, whatever. Anyways, just do your own thing. She came with something that was magnetic enough that you just look over there and go, that's Janet. Michael, oh yeah, Michael is her brother. Oh yeah. Okay, back to Janet. That's what it takes. So that's who I'm nominating for their Nation of Islam. God forbid when something happens to Farrakhan, because he's up there. And but Allah could give him 100 years. He may have a lot more years left. We don't know. But whenever the inevitable happens, Rizza Islam is the dude, because he has that magnetism that I'm talking about that would be necessary. He is an entity of his own that is captivating. That's the dude. Remember, you heard it here first. I said it. That's what it is. But in that last clip, though, just that women are going along with any of this fictional bullshit. It's just like, I can't. Like, I can't. Jumping around a little bit, this goes to the evil of America and the hypocrisy, the abject hypocrisy, and the double speak and the forked tongue of this white devil. Hear this.
Dad, to confer with Iraq Saddam Hussein. You go to Nigeria.
To Nigeria. You have to really double chins like this because you're official and a fucking Zionist when you do your double chins, and that dresses the other person down like you're the grandfatherly one. I know everything and you don't. You go to Nigeria. Very accusatory. Like, I'm the judge here and you have to answer to me. Double chin. Nigeria. Am I getting double chins? Just look at the double chin.
Which is, if not the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is, it could be the most.
He says Nigeria is the most corrupt nation in Africa and goes on to say,
most corrupt nation in the world.
The most corrupt nation in the world. Nigeria. The most corrupt nation in the world, says this fucking white Zionist fuck. Is he dead yet? Inshallah. Mike Wallace.
Myron Leon Wallace was an American
Was.
journalist,
The bitch is
game
dead.
show host,
Allahu
actor,
Akbar.
and media personality.
The bitch said was. That's all we need.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace. It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? 35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now here's America, 226 years old. You love democracy, but there in Africa, you're trying to force these people into a system of government that you just have accepted. 30 years ago, black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak because I don't have that blood on my hand. Yes, there's corruption there. Yes, there's mismanagement of resources. Yes, there is abuse. There's abuse in every nation on earth, including this one. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking a question, and
No, you're not, bitch.
Why would you put it as the most...
You're not asking a question. You were editorializing and making an affirmative statement, an affirmative indictment about a nation. Do you see how this worked on? I was asking a question. You weren't asking a question.
Most corrupt regime in the world. That doesn't make sense.
Can you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one.
Boom. But that's indicative of white think. You see? You tell any white person something bad about themselves, they immediately have to cite someone else. Kind of like a 3-year-old. Even 3-year-olds, I don't want to put this on them, but I'm going to use them as an example because they do this sometime, but they ain't really all y'all 3-year-olds. So don't let the 3-year-olds come after me. But, you know, you'll say, or I used to do it. Forget the 3-year-olds. It was my pissy ass. When I was little, my grandmama, I would beg, can I stay up and watch Creature Feature? Please, Graham, can we stay up and watch? Okay, you won't be afraid to go to bed. No, I'll go to bed. I'll go to bed. You swear you're going to go to bed? So I used to call my brother's he's the next boy. He's called him Junior. So, and he's 7 years older than me. So now the movie's over. It's time to take my little pissy ass to bed. I'm standing in the hallway scratching and digging. And my grandma's going, get your ass back there. Get your ass back there. Get your ass. I'm like, June, you got to come to bed too. And I whined until I ruined it for him and he had to go to bed too. I'm guilty of that, man. I did it. That was my little pissy self. But alas, I'm trying to make the point that that's indicative of white people. You tell them something about, well, everybody or such and such. It never like just take you, bitch, you. You see? And that has infected the society because everybody, many people do that now. You know, it's a commonality, I'll say, in the society where, you know, and there's also this group. I'd say groupthink. It's a group hypnosis, you know, where people have just accepted that everybody does certain things as if they know everybody. That's bullshit and it's dangerous. You know, when people say, well, you know, everybody lies. No, bitch, not everybody lies. No, I don't lie. So tell on yourself. You see, it'll be something like that. So that's indicative of that. He dared to say Nigeria is the most corrupt nation on the earth. He made that affirmative statement and later said he was asking a question. Meanwhile, not only is this the most corrupt bitch on the fucking face of this bitch, but your Zionist bitch ass is the main cause. Oh my God. I'm telling y'all, we under siege, we under fire. We under fire. No clip would be complete without this fucking pixie. No. This one I want to show. Because we're dealing with Rizza Islam. This is perfect to show because this, I don't have any love for this white devil either. But truth, we accept no matter what the source. And this was this Elon Musk person defending, I think, Rizza
Free
Islam.
speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like.
Free speech they're talking about. So free speech is meaningless unless you allow something.
Like to say things you don't like.
Right, unless you allow people to say things you don't like. That's what free speech is about. You know, but to me the very concept of free speech is bullshit on its face. Because it's as if it's been given to you. You have free speech here, you can have it. Fuck you. I was born, I have every right I need. And I also have the right to tell you to stay the fuck back and to machete your ass off when you don't stay back. You see? There is no free speech, everybody. It's my speech and my own fucking sovereign freedom given to me by the divine. I don't need shit from you. Nothing at all. But hear the argument.
Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back.
I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. I mean,
Now they're looking at bringing back Trump, looking at bringing my original page on Twitter back. Oh, wow. Yeah, my original page. Come on, they're looking at it.
Some people were brought back.
Yeah, I learned that
who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew Tate who were brought back, who were previously banned for things like hate speech. Do you think you prioritize freedom of speech over misinformation and hate speech?
Well, you know, who's to say that something is misinformation? Who's the arbiter of that? Is it the BBC?
You're literally asking me.
Yes.
Well, no, you are the arbiter on Twitter because you own Twitter.
Yes, I'm saying who is to say that one person's misinformation is another person's information? Like, who is going to decide that?
You accept that misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real-world harms, that it can potentially cause...
Yes, and the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true.
Correct.
In its, whatever it is, 100-year history, I'm quite sure.
Yes. Even if you aspire to be accurate, there are times when you will not be.
We've spoken to people very recently who were involved in moderation, and they just say there's not enough people to police this stuff, particularly around hate speech in the company. Is that
what hate
that
speech are you talking about? I mean, you use Twitter.
Right.
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
I mean,
but just a personal anecdote. Like, what do you? I don't.
Personally, my for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content. Yeah, personally, but I'm not going to talk to the rest of for the rest of Twitter.
So you see more hate speech personally?
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful. What do you mean?
Content you don't like or content that's hateful. That's important. Because this whole idea of hate speech only comes from fucked up ass white people. Again, no prophet or book has been sent to them. There are fewer of them on the earth than everybody else. I say they are the devil. And one of the attributes of the devil is anti-truth. Speech you don't like or speech that's hateful. You see? Because you can just tell the truth and they'll claim that's hateful. No, bitch, it's the truth. And you just assheard about it. You see? Very interesting exchange. I don't have no love for fucking Elon Musk at fucking all. But this is an important exchange. Hear the rest of this now. Speech you don't like or speech that's hateful. Go.
Describe a hateful thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned? No, Is that what you're saying? I'm
not saying anything. I'm
saying. Well, I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content, and I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean that it should be banned?
Well, you've asked me whether my feed, whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples.
So give me an example, he's saying.
Can you name one example?
I honestly don't use. Honestly, I
you
don't.
Can't name a single example.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't actually use that feed anymore. Because I just don't.
It's not about whether you use it or not, bitch. Listen. I haven't used that old bus in 10 years. But you remember how the bitch broke down, or why you're not using it. I don't use that feed anymore. Doesn't matter. Give me one example. Elon Musk asked him. Give me one.
Particularly like it.
But you
and
said
actually, a lot of people are quite similar. I only look at
hang on a second.
my
You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And
then how did you see that hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen for you hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying
I say so that you don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet, and yet you claimed that the hateful content was high.
Right.
Well,
that's false.
No, what I claimed.
You just lied.
What I claimed was there are many organizations that say that kind of information is on.
No, bitch, you said you on your feed were saying more. You didn't say many organizations. You see the double speak and the forked tongue of this white devil.
The rise. Now, whether it has on my feed
Give me one
or
example.
Not, I mean, right, and
literally
you can look at
name
something
one.
like the Strategic Dialogue Institute in the UK. They will say that. So
look, people will say all sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a single example, and you can't name one.
Right, and as I already said, I don't use that feed. But
then how would you know that?
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
You literally said you experienced more hateful content, and
I don't think this is getting anywhere. Oh, it's definitely getting someplace. It's absolutely getting someplace because we're finding out that you're a piece of crap and you're just making erroneous statement to support an agenda of suppressing speech and thought, and thought you could make that legitimate by using me in this interview, and it's not working out. While indicting me for being, the head of Twitter or whatever the hell Elon Musk does now. I don't care. But nobody cares.
And then couldn't name a single example.
Right, and as I said,
that's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at.
He keeps going back to I haven't actually looked at it. It's so I can't. Then you shouldn't be speaking on that at all. Then I can't.
That feed.
Then how would you know this hateful content?
Because I'm saying that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on. We only have a certain amount of time. COVID misinformation. You changed the COVID misinformation.
Has
rules.
BBC changed its COVID misinformation?
The BBC does not set the rules on Twitter, so I'm asking you.
No, I'm talking about the BBC's misinformation about COVID.
Boom. Receipt.
I'm literally asking you about, you changed the labels, the COVID misinformation labels. There used to be a policy, it then disappeared. Why do that?
But COVID is no longer an issue. Does the BBC hold itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations, and not reporting on that at all? And what about the fact that the BBC was put under pressure by the British government to change its editorial policy? Are you aware of that?
This is not an interview about the BBC.
Oh, you thought it wasn't?
Don't want to talk about that.
I see now why you've done Twitter Spaces. I am not a representative of the BBC's editorial policy. I want to make that clear. Let's talk about something else. You want to talk about the BBC?
You too.
All right, let's talk about something else.
You weren't expecting that. Free speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like.
It's repeating. Yeah. Wow. And know this, everybody, the only reason why any of this shit exists is because we exist. First of all, because white people exist. And then secondly, because we exist by default. Because now they want certain things they can't keep us out of. And there are many voices, not necessarily like mine, sadly, but enough to fucking piss white people off, that have a wider reach now. And so they have and are having many, many meetings, strategic meetings in all these various social media outlets to figure out how can we suppress black voices. How to do that. And one of the ways you do it is, like I say, you start recruiting these young little fuck booties and have them up there looking like they just one of the homies, but they're really there to spread propaganda. You understand? And to take the sting off of black folks. You understand? So this is very important, because I think that even when they came up with this whole free speech bullshit, it was probably just like a throwaway amendment, kind of, you know, whatever. But our existence necessarily changes many things, or makes it necessary for many things to be addressed. Because how are you going to get around the niggers? It's always about us. It's always about us. Don't you ever forget that. It's always about us. Oh, wait, was this the one? This one's just for laughs. There's knowledge in it. It's so perfect. I don't want to say anything. Then I'm going to come to your comments.
Mr. President. Just a minute.
Point of order.
What's your point?
We are not here to listen to you bloviate all evening. So
Say
if we may
what?
continue with the business.
Yeah, I am continuing with the business, Miss Priestley. What did you say we wasn't here for?
Bloviating.
I don't even know what bloviating means, but my position is this. We voted to follow an agenda. And if bloviating means following the agenda, then that's what I'm doing or not doing. So let me go to the next item on the agenda, as I got the floor, and then when y'all get it, y'all can bloviate, aviate, navigate, or whatever eight. But right now, I'm talking. The council do.
President.
Just a minute.
Point of order.
What's your point?
We are not here to listen to you bloviate all evening. So
Say
if we may
what?
continue with the business.
Yeah, I am continuing with the business, Miss Priestley. What did you say we wasn't here for?
Bloviating.
I don't even know what bloviating means, but my position is this. We voted to follow an agenda. And if bloviating means following the agenda, then that's what I'm doing or not doing. So let me go to the next item on the agenda, as I got the floor, and then when y'all get it, y'all can bloviate, aviate, navigate, or whatever eight. But right now, I'm talking. The council do.
This ain't the
Just a
one.
minute.
Point of order.
This isn't it.
What's your point?
It's only part of it.
We are not here to listen to you bloviate all evening.
Nah, y'all. I don't know how that's not the whole thing, because at the end of he goes, because I want to see when y'all go, when they go low, I get nasty. I almost died when he said that. I thought that's it. That's the same hearing. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand me. That's why I didn't want to say that. I thought this was going to be. Because when y'all, because I forget how he leads into it, because when y'all go low, I get nasty. Damn it. Oh, he murdered. Wait. Oh, let me come to your comments quickly. They turn this air off. Anjane 23. The men nowadays are more feminine than most women. It's the truth. And women aren't calling it. That's part of the issue. Because women could snap that back into place overnight. You know, it also takes brothers getting on other brothers too. You know, chastising. But women would have a way more nuclear effect. You know, man. Deej, you're absolutely right, Jedi. Oh, I read that. When you said Deuteronomy 22:5. San, you say these damn Karen demons. Anjane, white people are everything wrong with the world, especially white women. It's the truth, man. I've proven that. I've laid out a very succinct case with evidence to show that. When humanity catches up to that, it'll be a new day. It'll be a new day. Mimi, agendas, she says. I'm out of context. Did you mean flame? Sandra, you right. Oh, that's Anjane. Kiara, big shout out to you, Queen. Sandra, birthing people, what? Damn it. D Little. First of all, why is she listening to that demon? And the shade of mold on the you wrote it right, but I'm saying like the bitch said it. And the shade of mold on the color chart sits between purple and pink. What is Karen? So dude is correct. A shade of pink. But just the gall that you in that fucked up coat she come. It wasn't even a good bubble coat, and here she come. That's a dead bitch. It just is. I mean, what, miss? Nah. And then you telling me something about my child, and it's some bullshit. Like, nah. We're not doing that. We're not doing that right here. Not right here. Sandra, I think Rizza is 33. He is engaged to be married. Oh, alhamdulillah. That's a lucky sister then. Yes. And I hope he's worthy of her, but I hope she's worthy of him. Because he's got a mission. And any woman that's going to be with that brother has to be focused. It's a specific woman that's got to be with him. I hope he is chosen wisely. Anjane. And now they want to call breastfeeding chest feeders. Women need to just have their fucking daggers out, dude, at all times. I even saw where some sister, it was petty and I loved it, something, she lost her phone or the teacher took her phone and she pepper sprayed him. Love it. Love it. Love it. No more aggressions and microaggressions upon black people. You do this, we do that. Tit for goddamn it tat. D Little, that's to Anjane. Lobi, once again attacking womanhood and everything that is natural. Sandra, I see that about chest feeding. That is so disgusting. You go on to say, tell his ass, Minister Farrakhan. Yep. J9, a big shout out to you. Deej laughing emojis. C Tuner, long time no see. For Red Aquarian, that's what's just what's up, Red? I knew that name immediately. Like, okay, what's up, Red? CJ Stevenson, I love this brother. And then Deej, you say, I didn't know what the word meant, but he was going to continue to talk at length. Period. He didn't know what the word meant, but he was going to continue to talk. Yeah, and I wish that I don't know how that wasn't on there where he says, and when they go low, I get nasty. It was perfect. I died when I heard it the first time through. I need to bring myself back to center.
Black people, Mexican people, just people of color in general, didn't masturbate in rooms with their friends.
Oh, that's some bullshit. That just goes to the filthiness of white folks. I wanted to deal with that. Let's rinse it off. Well, let's just see the Christmas tree. First, you need to see this. Because this bitch is also a blood-drinking witch. Y'all know I got no love for Beyonce's bitch ass. This is another one.
Will we fight for some, or will we fight for all of our people? And second, black trans people are being targeted, terrorized, and hunted in this country.
Said the center part ass bitch, but
Every day, everywhere.
I'm a black trans woman for more than 30 years. And then when Gabby got on, she was doing all of that with the head and the acting. I'm like, is this an episode of Mary Jane? And we're being attacked every day. That's not true. I walk around, sometimes with makeup on, sometimes with makeup off, all the time. And I don't mean mug. I'm friendly to people. And I am not a passable trans woman. You know I'm not a woman. But sometimes I think it's the way you carry yourself. And I think the problem with this younger demographic of trans women, and I say it trans women specifically, is that they are angry. And we keep sending the wrong representatives to the table to have a real conversation like we are having now.
Yes.
I don't have an agenda. I'm not angry. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to get you to understand me.
Same here.
And I can understand you.
Same here.
This is how we will live together in the world. But what they're pushing and what they're forcing, and everybody is trying, that's the newest word. Everything is phobic. Oh,
right.
I'm transphobic.
I was going to ask you that.
I'm transphobic and I'm transgender. Please tell me how the hell I'm transphobic and transgender. Y'all, they're getting angry at everybody because everybody's not on the train. I do not feel like trans women of color are under this certain attack. I think sometimes some of us, not all, because there are people that will attack us just for being who we are.
Sure.
That you cannot get away from that.
Sure.
If they're gonna try to jail and police you for existing, you fight them. You fight them. And if they lock you in prison, up the guards. Bust out of prison. Jump in with other trans people. It's time we
said the bitch with every bundle on his head.
Organize a prison bust in Tennessee, guys. It's time we organize a prison bust. It's time we start fighting. It's time. If they put their hands on you, fight them. Trans people, fight them. We will not let them create a genocide of trans people.
But to bring all of this, they're killing us, they're killing us, they're killing us, is an untruth. And what it is doing, it is putting a great cloud of doom.
They kill us, is an untruth. Appreciate that Flame said that because it's not true. I did a video where I brought the statistics of this we were in the thick of Jacob Blake and Dante Wright, but the statistics of how many fucking so-called transgender ass fucking people have been murdered, gave them more leeway of more years than us, and how many of us have been killed in one fucking year. You see, it's creating a hysteria, and I have to remember to remind you that whether they're transgender or they're just rainbow, where the fuck they are a tenth of a tenth of a tenth of a percent of the population, everybody. There's 3 of these fucking people. 3.
That I don't even want to be affiliated with that because I might get hurt in the process of just being around somebody like that. You cannot think that you can have it both ways.
Transphobia. What is that? Because it changes, as you said, with every person.
The newest word that's out, the newest popular word, because it was problematic.
Keep repeating. All right, let's go to the Christmas tree. I didn't want to do it, but we have to now because we have to. Oh, yeah, and then I'll come with a big finish. And yeah, let's go to the Christmas tree. And it is a Christmas tree, so get out your ornaments and your Yuletide. All right, cue the Christmas tree and go Christmas tree.
When you were here in July of 2022, yes, we talked about how Florida Governor DeSantis had just filed a complaint against a bar called the R House that holds drag shows, okay?
You can tell the bitch is unsophisticated and a ghetto bitch. No matter how whatever he's trying to be. There's little things, everybody, that you can notice when somebody's sophisticated. I don't know if that's really the best word, but that's the only word I got right now. Let me start out slow for you. You walk into Spago. Okay, you don't know what Spago is. Okay, fine. Spago is a very, very shishi, poo-poo, shishi, restaurant in Los Angeles. You walk in, Madonna's there, Paul Abdul, you know, whoever. Wolfgang Puck is the chef of Spago. Unsophisticated is you take a sister there and she's ordering like a fucking the wings or a cheeseburger. That's not sophisticated. Nothing wrong with ordering a cheeseburger or wings. But bitch, you do that at McDonald's or wherever you're at Spago. Expand your palate and have an experience. You understand? That's 1. 2, they wouldn't take and put the napkin in their lap. You know, they're eating with the wrong fork. This is unsophisticated. Are you following me? So, on every show you watch on television, a talk show, daytime or nighttime, they always have water that somebody brings out for the guest. Nobody usually ever drinks their water. And when they do, it's later in the interview. The bitch just got out there and is already sipping water just to have the whole, that's unsophisticated. It's little things like that if you know how to read the signals, it tells you something about somebody. I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to communicate to you. So it seems like a little thing, but it's not. It's very telling about his overall everything. I can, from that action alone, and how he presents. But before he presents, if he just out there in a 3-piece suit, I would have said the same thing. It tells me about why his career is failed. Because I can imagine how he is on an audition, in an interview. He's nothing, you know? And now he's being used to, because if you're on The View, you only a fucking agenda. He's being used now for this overall agenda to massacre his own fucking people, but he lays down with a white devil every night, so No consciousness going on there. No wokeness going on there. White people, he's not woke. He's not white people. He's not woke. White people, he's not woke. He's not woke there. No woke. No woke. No woke. No woke. Hear this.
8 months later, things have only escalated. As we talk about it, it's constant aggravation with this. What do you make of the fact that we're still talking about this and that it's happening in other states too, not just Florida? Yeah, there's this war.
Now he's suddenly an expert on politics and everything and world events. This bitch doesn't know anything but glitter and fucking makeup. That's all he knows. This is not his world. You see how out of place he is? We're going to run it again after it runs. Go.
Yeah. Against trans people.
Look, and the whole, let me get this so I look more smart and like I really,
Which is LGBTQ plus people and people who are othered.
And cabaret people.
This bitch. And cabaret people. Bitch, where'd the cabaret come in? Where did the cabaret come in at, y'all? When was the cabaret though? Y'all know I can't stand the fuck out this bitch at all, but I will say she actually looks nice right there. Oh my god, I said it. Oh my god. Ew. Did that come out of me? I can't.
Well, it's a circle of
her locks look nice. Her skin looks. I mean, she looked nice. I said it twice.
life.
Yeah. Why are they doing it?
For power.
Yeah.
Everything
You see him looking around for knowledge. You see that for power, looking around for words. This is a live show. The View is live, everybody. Live. 5-second delay. Live.
About power, and you could always trace it back to the money. You say that all the time.
Yeah.
Look, she don't say that all the time. Now he wants to look like he's not only this professor par excellence on all things fucking politics and world events and shit, but now it's like he's one of the girls up on The View. And Joy, you say this all the time as if they work together every day. They work together so he would know, and it's just all there. I mean, come on, are you picking this up?
You know, it's follow the money, follow the power at any cost.
He said that twice, which means you got shit else you can say. You feel me? He's run out. He's already looking around for knowledge on the table. I'm gonna shut up, and I'm gonna let it play again after it plays, so I can shut up, and you can just perceive it in context of what I'm telling you.
Cost. It's very hypocritical. You know, the leading cause of death in children are guns.
Yes. Yeah.
They're guns.
That was his punchline. He was brought on there to say that. Let's get the fucking faggot people out now and have them so concerned about guns, because them being concerned about their lipstick is just not enough now. It's all about the guns now. It's all about the guns. As if any of their soft asses carries a gun. But that was supposed to be his line. You see? And then the audience didn't reply. And as somebody who's been on television and who's also been at television tapings, there's an audience guy that gets the required response when the audience don't respond properly. And I know by the delay from his statement and the response of the audience person went like this. Because when you get in there, they tell you, when I go like this, I want everybody to be big, big, big. And they give you another symbol they want you to do for certain things. And you're watching them throughout the show. If you're those other fucking people, I don't. But I'm telling you, this happens, dude. If you can go to a live show taping, go and see it, everybody. I'm telling you what I know. So that we have to see it again. So sadly, you can't. I can't. This is one of the videos you can scan back, and so we have to wait to play and then play over.
Yeah. I know it's the morning and I'm not supposed to be screaming, but they're guns.
Yeah.
I know it's the morning. I'm not supposed to be screaming about their guns, but it's The View, bitch, and all they do is scream. So shut up, Christmas tree. And shame on the sister who braided his hair. Shame on her.
Not drag queen. Not drag queen.
No.
Leave us alone.
Yes.
You know,
See, and Whoopi's helping him along, because what is her old bitch ass there for? to be the gatekeeper of information, speech, and perception, but also to keep back all black point of view. You see, that's the Sambo ass bitch, right? Why isn't she dead yet? How old is fucking Whoopi Goldberg? It's got to be at least 90 years. 90 years since she said, "Molly, you in danger, girl." How old is Whoopi Goldberg? The bitch is only 67. Damn it.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction on purpose.
See him looking up for knowledge? See him looking up? Watch closely, everybody.
We don't know what to pay. We don't know what to pay attention to. You know, our justice system is convoluted. It's hard to understand on purpose.
Now he's just pulling. Remember I spoke earlier about people regurgitating? They have no knowledge, nothing going on, nothing intellectual. They're just reciting and regurgitating. You say this, I say this. They've heard certain catch lines. That's all he's doing. He's reciting a bunch of catch line phrases and shit and piecing it together like a quilt. Go.
Purpose, let's be clear about that.
Let's be clear about that, because she knows, said the Christmas tree with the Yuletide fucking glitter on her face.
So on purpose. You know, it was like when we were talking about Roe v. Wade,
He can't even say Roe v. Wade. You see what I'm saying? So much dick in his mouth, he can't even, you feel, Roe v. Wade.
Word codified came up. I was like, what?
Codified, Roe v. Wade. Woo! His brain is gonna blow after he leaves the fucking studio. He can't spell any of these words. Spell codified. Spell it.
Yeah. And y'all didn't do it for 50 years?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
You know,
See?
Subpoena.
See, you see how he's looking around? He's not even looking at anybody. There's people when they're on stage, they don't make eye contact with the audience because they're in their head. So they're literally looking at a script that they've read or some other shit. Oh, I'm hearing me. I don't want to hear me. So that's what he's doing. If you watch him, dude, he's looking around for the information. Like, in his mind. It's so obvious.
If any one of us is subpoenaed, and we don't go, we end up in jail,
You
right?
get a little perp walk. You get a little
What
perp
are
walk.
we talking about, and what are we doing? And everybody's so scared because, oh, if we do that, then we might have a civil war.
Everybody's so scared, but your bitch ass, fucking fake ass, dress wearing ass bitches are trying to bully everybody, make everybody scared to talk about your bitch Christmas tree ass. I mean, you see?
We're already in a civil war, y'all. It's a civil war of the mind. They're messing with our minds. We're already in it.
When you were here in July
Okay,
of
shut up.
2022,
Yes.
we talked about how Florida Governor
The water.
DeSantis
He just sat down.
had just filed a complaint against a bar called the R House that holds drag shows. Okay, 8 months later, things have only escalated. As we talk about it, you know, it's constant aggravation with this. What do you make of the fact that we're still talking about this, and that it's happening in other states too, not just Florida?
Yeah,
there's this war against trans people, which
and
is
LGBTQ plus people and people who are othered.
And cabaret people.
And cabaret people. It's a circle of life.
Yeah.
You know,
Why are they doing it?
For power.
Yeah.
Everything is about power, and you could always trace it back to the money. You say that all the time.
Yeah.
You
Follow
know,
the money.
it's follow the money, follow the power at any cost. It's very hypocritical. You know, the leading cause of death in children are guns.
Yes. Yeah.
Delay, and audience.
I know it's the morning and I'm not supposed to be screaming, but they're guns.
Yeah.
Not drag queens.
Not drag queens.
No.
Leave us alone.
Yes.
You know, and it's a distraction. It's a distraction on purpose. We don't know what to pay attention to. You know, our justice system is convoluted. It's hard to understand on purpose. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah.
It's on purpose. You know, it was like when we were talking about Roe v. Wade, that the word codified came up. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And y'all didn't do it for 50 years?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
You know, subpoenas. If any one of us is subpoenaed, and we don't go, we end up in jail,
You
right?
get a little perp walk. You get a little
What
perp
are
walk.
we talking about, and what are we doing? And everybody's so scared because, oh, if we do that, then we might have a civil war. We're already in a civil war, y'all. It's a civil war in the mind. They're messing with our minds. We're already in it.
This is the Christmas tree. She
When you were
knows.
here in July of 2022,
yes.
we
I mean,
talked
that's
about
where I get
how-
all my information from, is the Christmas tree. I mean, I'm nothing without the Christmas tree. Yeah. It's who I trust. If that's what the young people are doing. All right, this is we'll go out with this one for now, because I need to check my time on how long we've been out here.
When you say make America...
Wait, y'all know I love this brother. I don't give a fuck what scandal he gonna ever have in life. I don't care. When T.I., every time he rises to the surface and I have to hear him and pay attention, he's been saying the right thing. He has never missed the mark for me. I roll with this brother to the end. That's it. That's it. That's it. He said, now when you say make America great again.
America great again. Which period are we talking about? The period when women couldn't vote? The period when we were hanging from trees?
I'll answer.
Or like the crack era? Which period in America are you trying to make America like
So
again?
I actually think that I would totally rock a hat right now that said "Make Black America Great Again" because Black America.
Make America.
Before,
We're talking about make America. That wasn't the question.
I am answering your question.
Which period was America great that we're trying to replicate? Which era was it? Tell me.
I think I'll answer your question.
Tell me.
I'm ready to answer your question.
Which era was it?
What?
Which era was so great?
Here's the thing that you guys are forgetting. America was actually one of the slavery was all over the world. All over the world. America was. I'm not saying it's okay. So why are you saying oh?
I can never let that go by without, I don't care where I'm at on the earth or what I'm doing. That can never go past, and you can't either. Because that's right out of the pablum puking mouths of white people. Well, slavery was everywhere. No, there was servitude in many cultures of the world. White people don't have no culture. So cultures, there's been servitude. What this thing expressed from only white people upon only us is unlike anything that's ever been done to any peoples who have ever existed in civilization since God said be. That's the truth. That's the truth. But it goes back to what I told you a minute ago. They never take responsibility. You tell them something about stuff. Well, it's everybody. Well, so-and-so. And I gave you the analogy of my little pissy ass when I'm like, June, you got to come to bed too. This is that, everybody. Well, slavery was everywhere. No, bitch. No, fuck you. It wasn't.
Amen.
America was one of the first countries.
I want to like you so bad.
I'm trying to answer
You're so
your question.
smart. I want to like you so much.
I can't answer the question.
I want to hear y'all. I want to be able to hear them. I want to be able to hear
If I
them.
can't answer the question and you're just going to boo when I say slavery was all over the world, which is a fact, why are you booing a fact?
Because you're making light of.
No, I'm not.
You're making light
I
of
haven't
the
gotten into my points.
enslavement
I'm not
of
making
people that look like us. You can't make light of that. That ain't nothing
I
you
haven't
breeze
even
over.
finished the sentence. How am I making light of anything?
With some bull.
Make America great again.
My
comment is, do you accept that that could possibly be construed as a racist remark? And most people, a lot of people go, how could that be racist? Make America great again? I said, so just ask yourself from an African American experience, when was it ever great in America for the African American? When was it great? So if you're making it great again, it's not including them.
So what she was trying to say and did say eventually is that America was one of the first countries to, she said, free our ancestors. Nope. No. It was one of the last. So it's just revisionist history. And then the question is, why? Why are you doing revisionist history?
Because that money is real nice, right?
Facts proclaimed. T.I. gets my vote, man. That's who she should. Because I've heard in the past that other people have met with this Candace Owens bitch, and which her and Gabrielle Union should just get together. You feel me? They're from the same tribe. You understand? But there's been other people that they met with Candace on. And they had this. No, the bitch met T.I. And he was the perfect person because he was sitting right next to her bitch ass. He shouted her down when she was trying to put out the double speak and the bullshit. Let's stay on topic, whore. You feel me? It was everything for me. That was everything for me, man. Everything. And I don't know why that bitch hasn't been found in the trunk of a car. Just not understanding. Just not understanding. It's right up there with the Karens who have just been allowed to just go by. You see? And they're, you know, they're grooming more and more like her. Like, we not made an example of her, so they just think they can just manufacture more. You feel me? Her career should have been over a long time ago. And she should have been forgotten about. What is my time, y'all? It feels longer than that. I'm doing good. In my view. So, son, you say, tell his ass minister for. Oh, I read that. Deej. Oh, you say I have to go now. I have business to attend to. However, I will get in contact with you soon. Okay, I'm looking forward to that, Deej. I love you. Ray Supreme. Big shout out to you, brother. By the way, Ray, the reason why I say your name like that is because many years ago when I used to manage a Taco Bell restaurant in Oxon Hill, Maryland. And I had some Ecuadorians that worked for me, Hector and his father, Julio. And we kept a lot of foolishness going on inside my restaurant anyway. Like my crew, y'all know I'm ridiculous. So if you're going to work for me, you got to be ridiculous. And so anytime me and Hector would be on, I would work with my crew. So anytime we have a bunch of tacos come in, or if I come down from the office or something, or I'm just like, okay, I'm making tacos, or if I'm gonna steam, or if I'm gonna assemble, whatever I'm gonna do. So we had this thing where, if I'm doing it, Hector will come in, he go, what are these? He'll start putting the meat and stuff, and I'm like, my friend, Supreme. And then it was just, you had to be there. But we kept that up. So ever since I seen your name, that's why I do that. I'd be like, Ray Supreme. Red Aquarian, you say Farrakhan flamed Wallace that evening. Yes, he did. And he's a better man than me because that's the thing with him, Riza Islam, it's a few of them. I can't talk like that when I got that much fury in me. I don't have that. I never mastered that, and I'm not really interested in it. But I highly respect it. You know, like they are able to still control themselves, and I just don't have that, man. I'm a fucking firecracker and a bomb ready to just fucking blow up everything. But you say Farrakhan flamed Wallace that evening. I bet Wally hasn't been able to sleep very good ever since. Well, he's sleeping now for eternity. Allahu Akbar. Okay. All right. Allison Blib, big shout out to you. Anjane, you say he's loud and wrong. No way I would be clapping for that freak of nature. Yeah, you feel me? And they weren't either. But, you know, the American public is stupid anyway. And certainly you go into a show taping, and that's why I wanted to play that second time, because I wanted you to hear the delay between his big delivery and then delay, and then the audience. Because when the audience is with you, they respond immediately. It's spontaneous, boom. But I know from being in those studios that was the audience person telling the audience to fucking clap. Allison, laughing out Yuletide tree. I definitely noticed that he is just repeating the keywords just to appeal to the mainstream justice system. This guy was a man actor in that transgender show. Was a main actor in that transgender show. And by the way, he's on Pose, which when it first aired, when I had TV, I watched it, and it's a really good show, man. It's not anything like what I thought it was, you know. A bonus for me, they was playing a lot of 80s music. That was positive. But that's what they need to put out front to represent themselves. Something like that, because listen, the relationships between the characters on that show, all you had to do was have a heart and you were drawn into that show. You know, it takes place in the 80s. People are dying of AIDS. It's when the AIDS epidemic first comes on the scene. One of the characters, he's a dancer. I don't remember none of the names now, but you know, he gets kicked out of his house. I forget his mother or his father. So he kicked him out, and how he ends up in, I guess this was New York, and how they've created family for themselves with a real respect and hierarchy. You know, one of the chicks, I don't know if she's really a transgender in real life. I still don't know. Blanca was her character. I remember her. Alhamdulillah. Blanca was her name, and she was one of the main, they call them houses, and she was the mother of the house, you know, but she really was dedicated. She got the dancer kid into this dance school, and he was going on tour, and you know, they fixed dinner. She expects. I mean, it was just it was. People need to see that, like, and it wasn't fucking white people. That was the other thing that stood out to me. For all they talk about, you know, anytime white people, these white alphabets want to get someplace, they always want to cite black transgender people as if they're the biggest victims of everything, and oh my god, and they just bleed the bleeding heart for them and shit, and none of it's true. But this show didn't have no white people. Okay, there was Sandra Bernhardt was on it, so but I mean, the main characters were all black. That core of main character, it's a good show, man. Wow. It was on FX. It's called Pose. It's a, oh my, anyways, the Christmas tree played the MC of the club on this show. And I don't think he had to act. He's that. They just said, come in and read these lines. There's no character, it's you. I'm sure that happened. Andrea, he makes me sick. Allison, the key words again. Laughing out loud. Follow the money. Gun control. Anyway, I watched the first 2 episodes of this show. You wouldn't believe how well those men mask themselves as women. Of what show? What show are you talking about? You said a transgender show. Are you talking about that RuPaul thing? Because I've not seen a single episode of that, but I know what it's about, and you know, you can't live in this country and not have seen a clip of it. Listen, all of them can go home. RuPaul is the ultimate of that. Because many of us are old enough to remember when RuPaul came on the scene. I argued somebody down when I heard Supermodel on the radio. I was like, that's a catchy tune. Because you have to know what that time, the 80s and 90s, all the main models, they were in videos, they were household names. This had never been done in the history of modeling. You know, we knew Naomi and Christy and Cindy and Linda and all these people. And now there was this song. about supermodels, naming these top models and everything. It was catchy. It was everything. It was everything. And it was a dude's voice. And this sister I met, I was in this spot, and she was telling me, that's a drag queen that sings a song. I go, that's not a drag queen. That would not be on the radio. Like, I'm over it. And I just didn't believe it at all. And I argued her down, and it was over. But fast forward, I don't know how long after that, it might have been the same year as the earthquake, y'all. Because I was almost killed in the earthquake here in '94 in California. But anyways, it was a Sunday. There's not shit on TV, so I'm on C-SPAN. And lo and behold, on C-SPAN, there is the Gay and Lesbian March on Washington. I turn over there, and I forget who it was now, was just introducing a supermodel and said, she's one of the biggest whatever, the big build up, and I decided it's going to be one of these models we know, Linda, Cindy, Naomi, Christy, somebody, just people we know, until it wasn't. And then the song started to play, and they let it play for a little while, the intro, supermodel something, it doesn't come to me now. It played for a little while, like there was a little bit, the band played, and then this person came out and started singing. I'm like, oh, that's the dude Alex was telling me about. Like, I couldn't believe it, dude. Say RuPaul looked convincing. He had on some patriotic looking bathing suit, perfect figure, that blonde with those thick curls coming. He just looked amazing, dude. Like, he just did. But I offer that to say, and this was in the 80s and 90s, and then he became a cultural staple. He was presenting at award shows, and he was a known quantity. This is long before these motherfuckers come along and talk about they're in danger and all the bullshit now. RuPaul is an empire now, worth gazillions. But how I got onto him is because you mentioned the show. It's just to say that all these other bitches can go home. RuPaul is the standard. And I also am wondering, to my women out there, how is it when y'all wear wigs, it don't look like it grow out your hair? All his shit looks like it's coming directly out his fucking scalp. What am I missing? What's the difference? What is he doing that we don't see from everyday women with the hair he wears? He's it, dude. He's that. He was on Arsenio. I remember he was on Arsenio. RuPaul, man, that's the dude. Like, that's the dude, or the whatever. But that's the dude. Like, everybody else looks like a clown. They will never have the career that RuPaul has had. They won't have it because they look like what most of us think when we think of a drag queen. Somebody that looks like Lucille Ball would just look like a clown. RuPaul looked serious and put together and not gimmickish, and that's it, man. He had the foresight to put Esther Roll, or not Esther Roll, Aunt Esther, LaWanda Page has the speaking intro on this supermodel song I'm telling you about. As a little girl growing up in the Brewster Projects, how she sound. It was perfect, man. Like, RuPaul, dude. RuPaul. That's the dude. That's the dude. That's the dude. Okay, I thought I was freezing because I saw something back here on the software. Allison, you go on to say they were actually beautiful and passing as women. It was bizarre as fuck. Which show? She is fake. She's a fake agent Jedi. Don't mind her. I'm sure she came out of a cloning factory somewhere. I totally agree with you on that. Like, let's just find the fucking scientists. Righteous Indignation, another shout out to you. Say I love me some T.I. too. He is one of my favorite rappers. You should hear his album Us or Else. And that's the other thing too. I really don't know anything about T.I.'s music. I know he's a rapper. I know that. And he's a good actor, as quiet as it's kept. But I know him when he first came onto my radar. I guess he must have just got out of jail because he was on the Monique show. Because she was. This would impress me. And I'd heard his name. I know who the fuck T.I. was, but now it's him. I'm like, okay, that's the T.I. guy that I'm hearing his name. But he's old. He's an old soul, man. Am I older than T.I.? I'm older than everybody. How old is rapper T.I.? I'm older than fucking T.I. Of course I am. Anyways, but when Monique, she was like, now you was in jail, and so she goes, nah, Monique, we're not going to talk about those things of past, and it was just like an old grandfather, like dressing her down, but in a way that you couldn't come back at him. It was respectable. It was firm. It was, I'm serious. It was, who is this dude? You know. And with each moment of that interview, I just was like really taken in. Like, this dude he left an impression on me. Like, wow, who is that dude? Who is that? Then he was on Wendy years later. I don't know if he was by himself or he was with his wife or not. I don't remember. And Wendy was trying to bring up some scandal, and he was like, "No, Wendy, now we're not going to talk about that, and we're going to move on to other things." And so, and plus that little country thing of his, and he's very, his body language is very stoic. He's not sloppy. I've never seen him show up smoked out and, pants sagging to shit and just looking like, he's put together. I'm impressed with that brother. Then when I started hearing every time we would have something happen, and my attention is drawn, T.I. speaking, T.I. said this, T.I. said, I'm going, and then he's saying the right thing. Like, what? That's the dude. That's the dude, man. I roll with T.I. That's it. And also, he's gonna have to tell us where the fucking Fountain of Youth is too, because I'm not happy about that either. But yeah, that's the dude, man. That's the dude. I don't know any of his music. If he played right now, I wouldn't know that was him. It's not about his music. I know the man is what has impressed me, you know. J9, you say RuPaul put MAC Cosmetics on the map. That is true, J9. That's 100% true. That's 100% true. And what you should also, all of you guys, especially if you're one of the people out there that watches his drag race thing, I'm never going to watch it. Go on YouTube. In fact, I may have it in my favorites. I can just show you, like a title or something to get you started. Or maybe put the link in the chat or something. You got to see him back when he was nobody. I don't know. He was kind of becoming infamous in New York because he's from Atlanta. No, he's from San Diego. Then he moved to Atlanta, and then he went to New York. You know, and I relate on this level with him because it's clear to me in this home movie stuff. He knew he was going to be famous. If I could bring in all the people who ever knew me, they would all tell you he knew he was going to be famous someday. It didn't happen because my family fucking sidelined my whole life. That's another thing. But anyways, I used to go around speaking in present terms of fame. No, I can't do that because when I'm famous, it's going to be dead fucking ass. he always knew, but he was also putting in the work. And you have to see his character then. He was always the kindest person, very innocent, really likable. You know, you could have seen him anywhere and been like, that, I like that kid. But this footage is so important because it's before he was anything. And then he started making, he was writing books. They weren't that, you know, big, and he'd be promoting his book. He became kind of known on the club circuit, and he would be hosting shows. You just gotta see him, man. I love humanity, and you don't get to see. I don't know any other celebrity we see this with, but there it is. It's hours of it. There's one where he's somewhere. You could tell they're just kind of like vagabonding and, you know, ho-humming around New York, you know, trying to make it work, staying in abandoned buildings, staying with friends. And, you know, at one point he's out on the street, he was asking, yeah, you got 50 cents for a slice? He still got that RuPaul voice and that smile. He's asking people 50 cents for a slice of pizza. This is RuPaul, who is worth a gazillion now, and is, you know, it's something, man. I'm just like, you were the, when I don't know how I came across it years ago, and I'm like, you're still the same person. That's the same person. He was saying then, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else? He says that now. It's, you have to see it. You just, if you know who, just you've heard his name and you know what the subject matter is, you should see this. Let me find. It's so impressive, man. I'm just like, I just want to meet him now and say, wow, you're the same person, man. You're the same person. I can testify. You're the same person. You're the same person. And I think that's how he's gotten as far as he got, because, you know, he's not been marching around there trying to step on people and, you know, all this kind of nonsense. He's really something, man. RuPaul. Wow. I'm impressed. Okay, I'm on my channel. No, not. Okay, my channel. And then, no, I need to go to the library. And then watch later. I just need to give you at least one video title. It could be on my other channel, though. I never know what channel I'm on, so it could be my favorites on Jedi Africa and not my favorites on the Jedi. You want to find something? Look for something else. Strike RuPaul for a moment, y'all. This one you need to be aware of. Wait. I may just play this right now. Remember I told you guys a long time ago. It's been a while. This one I was looking at Liberia. And possibly moving to Liberia. This brother tells this story that is so engaging. We're saying it. Damn it, we're saying it. Just, you need to look. I'll look up RuPaul while we're watching this because I want to run the air. And inshallah, by the time this is done, I will have a RuPaul link for you. Let me cue this to the point where...
Welcome back to LTTW. Welcome back to Liberia, to the world. If you have...
Wait.
At 10,000 subscribers, guys. You guys...
Wait.
Full story about what happened. So if you love storytelling, if you love listening to just amazing story about back home, that's going to make you reminisce. Maybe it's something you've been told from your elderly parents or your grandparents or in the community. We have our personal experience. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm going to tell you guys that story. So if you're somebody who likes to listen to stories, hey, this is what I'll say, right? Grab a popcorn, grab a drink, grab some fufu, GB, whatever it is. Bring your little cold water beside you.
This is so good, and it's so true. but it's a lot to tell you about the ancestors and
grab your blanket.
Oh my God.
And just make sure your phone, your iPad.
This is not even on my mind at all. I'm trying to find a RuPaul link for y'all. But this, I wanted to, man.
And I'm going to tell you the story in full. So, here's the story. So it was December.
Just wait, Jedi. Damn it. Okay, 514. Let's go 57. Let's bring you in. Let's enlarge. Hopefully I won't be in the way. 514. Did I say 514? 5, 7, 5, 8. This will not disappoint, I promise you, on everything holy. Listen very carefully.
And I'm going to tell you the story in full. So, here's the story. So it was December 16, 2021. Joel and I woke up that morning. We decided, you know what? Let's go get some content. Of course, we're making content for a YouTube channel. So we grabbed a couple guys that usually would hang out with us, travel with us to kind of help us out and things like that. We pack our bags. And that day, destination was in Banga, Bomi. And that day, the destination was in Bomi County.
Listen to me, everybody. You must listen to this very carefully. You must. You must, you must, you must. You must. You must. Or you'll be mad you didn't. Let me just quickly see if anybody's saying anything. Quickly. Righteous, you say MAGA, make America great again. Not understanding. J9, you say RuPaul's completely bald, so no wig, so his wig works. But he still looks like it's coming out of his scalp, though. Like, it looks like it's literally coming out like roots. Righteous, he will forever be Pray Tell for Me. Pose, that was the name, was a really good show. I cried so many times. It's so good, man. You go on. RuPaul's a beautiful drag queen. I remember when he busted out with You Better Work. That's Supermodel in the 90s. I would wait for the video after school. And he also had Back to My Roots. I'm going back to my roots. And he's talking about Press and Comb. You know, all the stuff that goes on in black. Oh, man, it's good. Anyway, shut up. Listen to this, everybody. This is, we'll call this, we'll play this and we'll be over for the day. And but this is everything. I'm so glad I ran into this unexpectedly. Hear this now. I'll just take it back so you don't miss anything at all.
Joel and I woke up that morning. We decided, you know what? Let's go get some content. Of course, we're making content for a YouTube channel. So we grab a couple guys that usually would hang out with us, travel with us to kind of help us out and things like that. We pack our bags. And that day, destination was in Banga, Bomi. And that day, the destination was in Bomi County, all the way to the Blue Lake. Most of you guys have probably heard about it. Some of you have probably been there. Some of you have never heard about it. Or some of you have just seen it online and stuff like that. But that day, that was the day we decided to go to the Blue Lake. Our goal was to go there, capture some videos, and get some content, and just see the Blue Lake. You know, we've been talked about. We kind of wanted to experience it for ourselves. So we got up, we pack our bags, and it was exciting. Every time there are these road trips, I get excited because we're out in the field, we're out on the road, we get to experience the country, see new places, and just enjoy, right? So that's what we're doing. We pack our bags, got some meal, get gas in the truck. Our guy, Jamare, hopped in the front seat, and we started going. We driving, you know, having some fun, talking, sightseeing, stopping by the wayside, you know, buying some fruits and, you know, just enjoying a road trip like you normally would. So we got all the way to Bomi after, I think, about an hour or 2 hours or so, a little over 2 hours, pretty much village. GBA fufu,